Because if he's enchanted, he's not going to get on the horse no matter what size he is.
Well, he was feared. Boreas feared him, and he ran off, and that caused some fair problems. But now the fear spell has exhausted itself, so he's not feared anymore. He's actually trying to get back.
He's not feared anymore. Now he's pissed.
Now he's angry. I would imagine a little angry about the whole thing. So he's trotting back. So it could be that if you want to pick him up, so we were just talking about this a little bit ago. If you want to pick him up and throw him on the back of the horse and try and get him over, so that's 3 people on that horse, 2.5 if you count the girl as half. Coming back, you can get back in 2 rounds. If he runs back, it'll take him 4 rounds. So it does bring him back into the fray and yourself back into the fray faster if you dismount him, but it's going to get awfully comfortable on that horse.
Gotcha.
There's still a fray list. I'm not seeing any active enemies right now other than the pit.
Well, there's 2 goblins in a pit. They're still alive. You haven't rescued the dude yet, and then this guy is an enemy as well, right in front of Ono.
Or if he's it's going to take too many moves anyway, I can just leave the girl and
just dump her off.
Stay here.
Could do that.
No, I don't know. I think I should.
If you come back,
I think I should talk to Arendar and see what he.
Arendar will call the best he can to Vondrum to kill the spell, and he's moving towards the horse like he's gonna jump on the horse.
Okay. I'll kill the spell.
All right, killing the spell, eh? All right, so do we want to? You could do that on your turn. You'll kill it when it's on your turn. Do we need? Is there other things that you guys need to clarify or anything like that before we jump right in?
Les, can I maybe assume that Cole would have moved up a litlittle bit rather than staying way back there?
No.
Possibility?
It's possible. If you want, give yourself a double move. Put you wherever you want within a double move, like 1 turn's worth of movement. So twice your movement rate.
Is that fence easy to go over, or is it like something you got to climb?
It's you have to step over it. It is 1 square of difficult terrain.
So basically, it costs 2 squares.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have any buffs on at all? Does anybody have any buffs on that I don't have?
Not according to my notes, other than an enlarged Arendar. I don't have any notes as far as buffs.
I did bless originally back, but it's been like I missed the last session, so I don't know how long you guys have been.
Well, we're on round 18, so it's been a while.
Bless lasts 3 minutes, so I don't know. That would be
30 rounds.
That would be 30 rounds. So yeah, you should have bless though. Some of you anyway. I don't remember.
Do you remember who had bless?
I don't know. It would be on your character sheet if you had it.
It's not on mine. Like I said, I had no buffs except my mage armor. But I don't know if I missed it. I might not. I think I missed a B team also. So I might not have been there when you cast it. Those are grease too. The 5-foot radiuses. Those are both grease, right, Les?
I thought they were lightning sands.
Lightning sand. Oh.
Because grease comes in squares.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are quicksand or the lightning sand spell.
This down here is a grease. This blue in here.
And then this is the pit. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then that's the pit. All right. All good. Here we go. All right. So round 18. Arendar, you are on the way, 4 rounds away. Wraith, you are up first.
Okay, I'm going to move to here.
Mm-hmm.
I know the lightning sand is there. I saw when she cast it, or he cast it, and I saw people get stuck in it.
Yep.
So I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to move to there, and then I'm going to take a single shot at this guy. And,
okay.
And I'm within 30 feet.
All right.
So
now I got to find where he is,
17. 18 because I'm within 30 feet.
18 is a hit.
So 7 points of damage.
Okay.
There's no sneak attack. I don't have flanking.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, it hits. No sneak. Hold on a sec. Let me find that guy. What is his init? Ooh, okay. That's a initiative of things. So let me just get him into the thing here. That's great. Great initiative.
-1.
He could have got a 0, which this had happened before.
He acts next week.
Yeah, he's first next round. Okay, so he's doing that. All right, so that's you, Wraith. That's pretty much all you're doing, right?
Yeah. That's
All
it.
right. Vondram, you are there. You are on the edge of that purple area. Well, you don't see the purple area. Well, you are on the edge of last time you touched it a little bit, and you realized that there was a chaos, or Titus did. Titus touched it and realized that there was a protection from chaos field around this guy. I don't know what your alignment is, but they could be problematic if you want to approach him.
Protection from chaos, right?
Yep.
So yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. So with reach though, can I poke in there without actually getting into it?
Sure.
Okay, because I've got my elven spear, which I'm going to use.
Does it have reach?
It does.
Okay.
Indeed, it does. So
24 is a good. That's a poke.
okay, and the poke is worth 8 points.
Points poke damage. He felt that one. So yeah, so an arrow comes from the side. You get him from the sort of the south there, and he's looking around. He's got his claws out and he's looking around. He is not a happy guy. But it is. Did you want to move or anything?
I'm actually going to back up and I'm going to shrink Arendar.
Okay, you're going to just like kill the enlarge.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to run around the tree.
Okay, so you're using that tree a little bit as cover in case of something that happens. So you are there. Okay, so the goblins in the pit are going to try and climb out of the pit. So let's see how they do. They get no climb bonuses. What's the DC of the spell?
I will find that for you. Did his hit points go down at all?
They did.
He took any. Wow, he's tough.
He's got a fair amount of hit points. He's an inquisitor. He's a scourge inquisitor. Probably the toughest one you've met so far.
No. Where's my pit? Where's my pit? Okay, it is a 2nd level spell, so 10 plus my plus 2, 12 plus my wisdom bonus, right?
Yeah, it's your ability score
14.
bonus. 14. All right, so they are going to climb out. They don't get any bonus to climb. So one tries to climb, falls back down, and he fails. The other one fails too. So they stay still trapped in the pit. They can't get out, and you can hear them, in goblinoid as their anger reaches a crescendo pitch. This guy, and now it's Boreas's turn, and he is going to do a couple of things. He's going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you hear him yell, "Krarak, back to the fight!" And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. This may be a mistake. Actually, you know what? He's not going to do that. Where was he before? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. He is going to do that. Arendar, one less. So I'm assuming that that Titus has arrived.
Yeah, so I jump on the horse.
You're going to jump on there. Okay, so in this case, with this, oh shoot, I keep trying to do that. All right, so you take a moment to jump on. So you are now down to this. Now, that horse is buckling a little bit. There's 2 full-grown men.
Well, I'm gonna. Before
Are you gonna
jump
dump
on,
her?
I'm gonna tell the young lady to stay here in the room. Stay here in the garden.
All
It's
right.
safe.
And
I'm
hide.
going to take care of everything. Just wait here till we come get you.
Okay, save my father. Save him.
We will. We're going
Okay.
to do it.
All right. So now she gets dumped off bloop, into the cabbage field, and Arendar mounts up behind Titus, and he's like, "Let's ride!" No, the horse is what I meant. And then you guys turn and begin making your way back to the battle. Welcome, Eric. Just in time. It's Ono's turn, except for Ono is stunned. So for another round after this. So you're still good. Welcome, though. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And now it is Titus's turn, which you can. So you can't move because this turn is consecutively happening. Is you're standing there waiting. You're dumping her off and waiting for Arendar to get on. You can do other things. You can talk. You can maybe cast a spell. You're kind of far away though. So I mean, it's not. This isn't representative. You guys are way out there.
Let us head back.
What?
It sucks that I've had to spend half of last gaming session doing nothing, and I'm going to spend the first half of this one. So let's head back.
Okay.
No, that was to less.
2 rounds. 2 rounds. Come on. So, Titus, are you going to do anything besides start spinning the horse around and galloping back towards the battle?
I don't think I've got any worthwhile spell from this distance, so
Okay.
that probably makes the most. Yeah, everything. Well, let's see, magic missile, but no.
I don't think you guys are a couple hundred feet away.
Yeah,
So it's a little ways over there.
yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. Poe, what about you? Welcome back to the fray, by the way.
Give me a 30-foot burst radius, please.
Ooh, I like that. 30-foot burst radius. What color? You got a color in mind?
What's healing? Blue? Yellow?
Blue? Let's give you blue. A nice salty blue. 30 foot. Okay. Boom.
What is that 5-foot radius thing? Is that something I would see? Or?
Those are yeah, you would see those. That's lightning sand. So that's something that Vondrum did. He created a couple of things of essentially quicksand in the middle of this field. So those are those you don't want to go into those.
Okay, I'm gonna go to that corner and burst.
Okay.
So I think it's 2d8, but it's been so damn long. Let's see here. 2d6. That's right.
I gotta go put the birdie to bed.
All right. Good night, bird. 6 points. You want me to roll it?
Well, that's medium. Oh, what the hell? Go ahead. I'll feel lucky.
Ooh, I like it. I feel snake eyes coming on. Oh, okay. Nope. Well, this is no change. So, all right, 6 points. Everybody in the blue circle take 6 points. You want me to take that off? Or do you want me to leave that radius on you?
You could take it off. Yeah, it's probably in the way of everybody. So go ahead.
Everybody, did you say heal 6 points?
Yes.
Heal 6 points. Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
cannot,
excellent. And so, Poe, remind me, what is your little creature's name?
Lorelei.
Lorelei, that's right. Okay, so as you're over there healing everybody, Lorelei sort of sends you a message and says, "Hey, somebody just fell out of this house."
Okay, good. 'Cause I was just going to send her in there to try to find the guy. So,
Well, basically what she says is that she just saw him. He threw open the shutters and sort of, dumped himself out of the window. He's got embers on him. He's coughing. Smoke is pouring out of that room as the fire gets larger. But he has now he's prone on the ground next to this bench.
okay, Lorelei is going to flit up to him and just start berating him. Like, what is wrong with you? We are here to help you, and you are a total ass. You've been risking our lives trying to save your daughter and you. What is your problem?
In between of coughs, he swats at her away. Get away from me, creature! All right, that's Haddon. All right, so we're going into round 19. And in the distance, Arendar and Titus they are coming back. They will be arriving next round, one more round of travel. And then the round after that, they will be able to enact something interesting. But in the meantime, Wraith, what are you doing?
This little fencing pig pen thing here, how tall is that? Or more importantly, the question is, does this guy get cover from any of it?
Well, yes. So these parts over here that you see are solid. That's actual wall. This fencing here, you're right. It's kind of like a pen for animals. It's the same as the fencing around the other place. It's about 3 to 4 feet high.
Okay.
So he does get kind of cover. I don't know, from where you're standing. I think he gets a little cover. I don't know that you might not.
Well, it depends on how tall he is and how tall the fence is. If it's a short pen, then based on his height, he's over. Doesn't really cross the solid area.
With a 5-foot step, you'd see him for sure.
Well, yeah, but
5-foot step and push in the right spot. But yeah, I mean, you could kind of see him. I think it'd be a tight shot. -2, maybe.
Well, okay, never mind. So I'll take a 5-foot step.
Okay.
You didn't see my message?
And fire 1 shot.
Okay. 22 to hit is a hit.
So 4 points of damage.
Okay.
The 5-foot step would have allowed you still to use rapid shot.
Oh, can I still use rapid shot with a 5-foot?
Yep.
Okay, well then I'm going to do the second shot.
Okay.
The first shot would have only been a 20. The second shot
Is a 24. That will hit as well.
And that does, well, if it's the second shot, it does 8 points of damage. So I basically just re-rolled it as if I had done rapid shot. The first one already hit. The second one hit anyway. So does that make sense? So basically,
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
ignore
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first shot. So
Okay.
the rapid shot, which is the 2 arrows at once, would be 3 points of damage for the first hit
Right.
and 8 points of damage for the second hit.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there's no sneak damage because I'm not within 30 feet.
Right.
And I don't have anybody flanking. So
Got it. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that hits him. He's not. Why is that? Why is his? He's okay. So yeah, he's still up. I mean, you keep hitting him. It's banging off his armor. You can hear it kind of stuff over there. I mean, and he seems to be trying to get away in some fashion to try and get, maybe buy himself a little time, perhaps. I don't know. Vondram, what about you? What are you doing? Now, do you have to concentrate to ensure that the pit stays there? Is that a concentration spell? You're muted.
I tried to unmute. I didn't click properly. Let me check first to see. I don't think any of these little spells are concentration spells.
Okay.
And I don't think so. Thank you. Vondram's going to run here, past Poe, and to his little goblin friends, he is going to say, I understand you like to play with fire. And using burning hands, he's going to shoot a 15-foot cone of fire into their playpen.
Ooh. That's going to be trouble.
And I don't think there's a saving throw.
There's a saving throw, but I think they would lose their dex bonus to that saving throw for being in the pit. Does that sound right? I think it does.
I certainly wouldn't fight you on that.
So that's going to be -2 on their reflex. So it's straight up reflex dodge. All right. So what is the DC?
So that is going to be a 10, 11, 13.
First guy, almost gets out of the way. He used the other guy for cover. Didn't help as much. How much damage? So yeah, both of those guys in there will get covered in flames. And this is after they've fallen down a pit.
10 points.
Wow, you just fill that thing with fire, and everybody can hear these goblins screaming in agony as they are incinerated alive at the bottom of this pit.
Ooh.
To get for playing with fire. Hey, what's the big fire tree thing right here? What is that?
I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
Did you guys light a tree on fire?
No.
You didn't watch the video either.
I watched some of it. I watched the last 30 minutes of it or so.
Did you really?
Yeah. Was that a flame strike that went awry? That sounds like something Titus would have done. Lit a tree on fire.
Yeah, I was trying to, make an apple pie.
We'll leave it there. All right, Kralrak, the goblin. So he stops. I guess Wraith, you would probably see this. Vondram, I doubt that you would see it. You're probably too busy, broiling goblins alive. But this one stops and immediately turns around and begins running back with its little sort of machete-looking sword out. And it's like, ay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me double check on goblin speed there. So, yep, speed 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It gets there at the end of its turn, but it doesn't have an attack. Wraith, give me a quick. Can you do magic?
No.
Okay. Give me a quick perception check. Ooh, natural 20. This goblin's eyes are sort of glazed over. It doesn't look like it is acting on its, well, I guess it's acting on its own accord, but it's definitely affected by some mind control or something like that. It's the same look that you saw in Kristen's eyes earlier. I mean, a little different, but it means but there's a lot of mind control going on around here.
Yeah.
And Boreas did say something to him, like, get back in the fight or something like that. And it's just immediately turned around after running and ran straight at you.
Yeah.
Now it's Boreas's turn. He does not like all this arrow crap. So let's see what he can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shit, that's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's better. Much better. All right, so he's just run over there. Anybody in sight? I guess Wraith, you probably have the best one with that natural 20. As you see that, that goblin coming up. As you look over it at Boreas, Boreas tells him what to do, and you can see him sort of pull a scroll out of his jerkin, and he's unrolling it as he sort of ducks around the corner. You don't see where he went after that.
Oh, can I not see him? Can I not see him now?
I don't think so. He's behind that tree. Give me another perception check.
Does he have stealth?
He does, but he wasn't using it. I guess you would probably have seen him behind that tree, wandering around behind that tree if you were looking around to see where he went. But getting a shot off at him, difficult. He's definitely dodging around trying to stay out of your particular way.
Yeah. I don't like people staying out of my particular way.
Remember, this is only fence right here. There's a little bit of wall right here. Here, I'll mark it for you.
Is that on the pen?
Yeah, this is wall. Can you see that green there?
No, but well, yeah. I'm good with that.
Okay, that's wall. And then I'll mark the other wall as well in that same kind of crappy green color, just so we know where they are. There we go. That's wall too. So any place, yeah, that you see solid stuff, like if it comes to the point where it comes over here by this little barn area, the solid lines are walls. The dotted lines are those low fences.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, that's Boreas. Arendar, you are galloping away, and it seems like, you're finding that you kind of like riding with Titus. It's comfortable and you like it.
Well, obviously.
You see that it's sort of slow-mo and you see her hair is flowing backwards. Arendar's got his arms around Titus and you see his head kind of go down a little bit against his shoulder.
Cheek, yeah.
It's, as the kids say, totes adorbs. Oh no, you're still stunned, but now you shake it off and you're back in there. You're like, where the hell did everybody go? Where did my enemy go? And you will be able to act appropriately next turn. Titus, you are riding like the wind, like the Christopher Cross sound. Riding. Maybe leaning backwards against Arendar and sort of snuggling up a little bit. Beyond that, I don't know that there's anything other than that you can do. So it's Poe's turn.
Well, how come we're not,
Not there yet. You got one more round before you get there. You're still 100 feet away.
It doesn't look like 100 feet.
The map is not to scale.
So is GM, you can just make up any distance you want, and we have to trust you.
That's correct.
Oh, we're in deep shit.
No, you got one more round of riding, and then you guys can do it. You guys will be back on the map. All right, Poe, what are you doing?
Do I have a shot at seeing the Inquisitor running away?
Distant one. Give me a perception. There's always a chance. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so you saw this guy over here. Now, you were kind of obstructed because Vondrum was busy incinerating the poor innocent goblins, but there was a guy over here. You saw Wraith shoot him with an arrow, and he ducked behind this thing. And you were sort of looking around, you looking at this barn, and you did see him sort of like running across in here, and he's still moving to the right, to the east, trying to... It looks like he's trying to definitely escape from Wraith, because you know that Wraith hit him a couple of times with an arrow. But yeah, you can see him. He's over there, man. Hitting him with something, that's a different story.
All right. Are we going after this guy, Wraith, or are you done with him?
No, I plan on trying to go after him. He's the one that's in charge of all this, so I don't know if we can get answers out of him one way or the other, but
okay, well, let's see what I got here.
if nothing else, from what we've heard, these Inquisitors are the ones that are hunting mages.
Mm-hmm.
I have mages in my in my circle of friends, so I'd like to put a bunch of holes in him.
Sounds like a plan.
I second that.
I'm going to move 30 as I'm going though. I'm going to tell Ono that the idiot old man fell out of the building back behind there. So maybe go tell him that his daughter is okay and reunite those two, and may they live happily forever after, away from us.
Okay.
And I'm going to run to there, and I'm going to cast Longstrider on myself.
Good night.
Okay.
Night, Colin.
See ya.
Yeah.
Night, buddy. All right, so Longstrider does what? Doubles your speed, right?
Just adds 10 feet.
Just add 10 feet. Okay, cool. All right, well, that's taking it up a notch. Oh no, you're like shaking your head. You're like, and as Poe passes you, he's like, the guy fell out of the building. Go tell him his daughter's okay. Help him out. But maybe punch him. Nobody knows, that kind of thing. And he runs past. This guy, who's I am assuming still being berated by Lorelei in some fashion.
No, she's just kind of slatted up 10 feet in the air and is just glaring at him with her arms crossed.
She's going full what is it?
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. All right. So he's at this point, he's about he's got himself off of the ground and he's sitting on the bench and he's coughing. The house is in flames and you see him sort of looking back and you see he's got a he reaches in and Lorelei sees this. He reaches in and he pulls out this book that's still smoldering a little bit. You see him knocking the embers off of it and blowing on it, and blowing on it was stupid, that kind of thing. He's trying to pop it out and save this book, and then he starts looking around and he yells out, Kristen, where are you? And that's what he's doing. You see him begin to get up from the bench. He was like, he's still coughing, and covered in soot and that kind of stuff. And the house, he looks back at the house and he's just like, oh, the freaking scourge. Round 20.
Round 20. Wow.
Arendar and Titus, give me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see, trying to get this thing working.
It's a climb check, a DC 25 to get out of the pit. Less, there's no concentration check.
Oh, okay. It was 25.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
All right, Titus, you look around to see, you take a look back to see what's going on, and you can see that Kristen, the little girl, has stood up, and she is now moving across the cabbage field in the direction of the burning house. So
But
she's making a
5
beeline for
miles
it.
away.
Well, not 5 miles, but she's like 400, 500 feet away. But for whatever reason, she is now moving towards the burning house.
But she's
She
out
can
of
hear him
distance of
400
hearing him.
feet.
Well, that goes to your thing. She couldn't possibly, you didn't hear him. She couldn't possibly have heard him with her ears. Maybe she heard him some other way.
She can hear with her eyes.
Potentially. You don't know. All right. You guys arrive here this round. Boom, 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 boom. You get to the fence, and you are now actually, it is now to scale the thing, and you guys have come to the fence where you draw up to a halt or leap over it potentially.
Now, how did she move that fast?
I'm just putting her out of the way. She hasn't moved that fast.
I think you're being sneaky.
She's 6 to 10 rounds away, but she's moving in that direction. That's all I was trying to say is she's moving in that direction. She's still way far away. She's not on this map. She's way over there.
Okay.
So not being sneaky. All right. You guys have arrived, but you pull up to a stop, and at the next round, you guys will be able to do something. Wraith, what are you doing?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll get an attack of opportunity.
Okay, he will take that attack of opportunity, slashing at you as you go by. Okay, well, +2. Let's see how this roll goes. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. I hit the wrong thing. What the hell? 7 misses.
Yeah, so he misses. And so
Yeah.
from here
Mm-hmm.
to the side of that tree and to the side of that tree.
Still -2 covered,
Yeah,
but not
that's,
-4.
that's crap. But okay. 21,
21 is a hit.
not 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And by crap, I mean I didn't like it. Not that's not a good rule. Just so you understand the difference.
No, that's okay. I understand. All right, so that's Wraith. Vondram, what do? You see now that Arendar and Titus have arrived. They are just to your left, out over the other side of the thing. They're both riding a single horse.
Work up an eyebrow. I'm just gonna tell him it's like the mastermind to this affair is running north. And then I was reading that create pit too, not only just to see about concentration check, but it's got a distance on it. Do you have to see the space? Do you have to see where, or how does that work? Like,
I would think you need to see where you're dropping it.
Yeah,
So-
you would have to be in line of sight.
if I get here, oops, where did I decide I could go?
What's the range on that?
It's 130 feet, so it's well within range.
What?
I know, it's a great little spell.
I don't. I'm googling it. I can't even find create pit. That doesn't sound like it is even a spell.
Okay, so I can get here underneath the tree, and then
100 feet per 10 per level. That's crazy town.
so theoretically, since it's under the branches, I think I can see him.
Give me perception.
Does it not look realistic?
No, everybody else is seeing him. I mean, you see Wraith running over there. Poe can see him. I mean, it's theoretical. Yeah. I mean, give me a perception. You never know. Yeah, you do see him. Sadly.
Well,
for
this is
me.
my last spell of note that's not a cantrip, so I'm going to try to create a pit where he stands.
Okay. Let's see what happens. A 10-foot square, right?
It's a 10-foot square, and he will have to make a reflex saving throw to jump to safety.
Okay. What's the DC?
2 + 2 + 10 is 14.
14. All right. His
Casting stat is only +2.
Wisdom, right? Wisdom, right?
I don't know what you are. Probably intelligence.
Well, I'm not sure where I would find that easily, to be honest. I assumed it was wisdom from the.
Look under your.
What's your class?
It's a spell, Jennifer. So just look in your spell planner and it'll tell you what your save is. At the top, there's spells per day, spell level, spells known, difficulty class.
For second level, 16. Shit, 16. It must
16.
be intelligence, Mike. You're right.
All right, here we go.
Bloop.
Damn. So you see him running across there. He's got this scroll in his hand. He's trying to get it open. And all of a sudden, the ground just opens up underneath him. And he just goes whoop, right down in it and disappears.
Nicely done, Jennifer.
We'll see if he cannot escape by some other means.
Roll a d6 for falling damage.
Okay.
It is a 10-foot fall, which, you know, as we all know, could turn an ankle. Ooh, 5 full points. All right, now I got to look at my spell list here. Hold on a second. This is not going well. All right.
Where's my get out of pit spell?
Yeah, where's my get out of pit free spell? All right, so is that it for you, Vondram?
Yeah.
Crawl Rock. He is going to he's gonna run over to Vondram and try and stab her with his little machete. 10 hit you? I'm gonna say no.
Nope.
But he's right there. He's like, ay, 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 and trying to get you. Boreas, what is he gonna do? All right, so he took that many damage. All right, so hold on a second. I got to do something here. +12. Okay. So the DC. Hold on, I got to check something. Got to check the spell level on something. Okay.
3.
Sorry, just a second. 4, 14, DC 20. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. Yes. Okay. So that was his concentration check. And he cast a spell, but you don't know what it is. And that's his turn. Arendar. You hear soft flowing music in the background as the horse comes to a gentle stop. You gently and regretfully release your grab around Titus.
I will say, get me to the nearest combatant. So
You don't see any combatants. You see Ono.
I probably would have seen this guy as he took off running and ran towards.
Yeah, probably. You would have seen him over there. You can't see him now, though.
Okay.
You see Ono. You see some dead bodies.
This horse moves 50 feet in action.
Yep. So you're gonna stay on the horse?
So I want to just wait and just have him drop me off at the nearest combatant, which will be this guy.
All right. So you're gonna delay until after Titus because Titus is driving the horse.
Right.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna just pop you right down there under Titus. Ono, you are de-stunned and back in the game. So what are you gonna do?
Incredible.
You can see so let me just set the scene here. You can see Vondram under a tree that's on fire. She had just done something over there that you can't see, but a little goblin is next to her trying to stab him. Sorry, I always screw this up. Next to him trying to stab him. Poe is over there nearby. He's over there near the well. But as he ran by and you were just sort of coming out of like bonking yourself, he said, the guys come out of the farm. Can you go get him and tell him, and basically grab him and,
Tell him his daughter's okay.
we're rescuing you. Yeah.
Okay.
Stop resisting. that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Got it. I'm right here, right, approximately there. The last thing I remember, I was fighting this green guy, and I look over there and I see that he is deceased.
So are you talking about this guy here? Yeah, he's dead with an arrow in his back, face down on the ground.
I guess he had it coming. Oh, I mean,
all
so
did.
sorry. Let's see. Where's the guy? I don't see him. I mean, where's the guy who was inside the burning house? But see,
You can't see him.
I can't see him.
Well, yeah, you
I'm
can't see
looking
him.
around.
You know we were yelling at him from the back of the house.
I think he was told. I think that Gordon's character, whose name escapes me right now, told him as he ran by that he's out of the house.
That's right.
Out and try and reunite him.
Okay. If I was told that,
Poe and
that I
Ono.
see over here, I see a goblin attacking my friend Vondrum. What am I gonna do? I mean, what would lawful good, young, inexperienced Ono do? I think he would go fight the goblin.
All right.
I mean,
Feels right.
I mean, Ono can't see the guy. He sees a big house on fire. He sees people running and shouting and screaming. He sees tons and tons of dead bodies. He just woke up from being stunned. All he sees is a goblin attacking his friend. I think it makes sense that Ono would run over to here and start to beat on this goblin. So that's what I'll do. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and can I hit the goblin?
Yep, you can.
All right, I'm gonna hit him with my unarmed strike crane style. I roll a 5.
Oh man.
You get a +2 for.
Yeah, you get a +2 for flanking, and I think you're under bless, so +3, but still an 8 is not going to be enough. I'm just checking this. Yeah, you rolled it was a natural 4. Why do you have a -1 mod on there?
Because I'm stunned. I guess I don't know.
There's some friggin' in the rig in there. I'm not sure what's going on.
I'm not sure where that
is. That an ability modifier?
Possibly. I don't think so.
Oh, you know what it is? It's because the crane style enhances your AC at the expense of your attack rolls.
I guess.
Oh, it actually just makes the fighting defensively is what you should be doing all the time. That takes away, but the crane style minimizes that penalty. That penalty right now at his level should probably only be a -2.
Well, he's got a penalty on these rolls of -1. It just says -1 mod.
If he hasn't chosen the weapon finesse feat and he's still using strength as a melee strike, his strength probably isn't all that great.
Well, he's got a +0 ability bonus on this roll too. I'm just hovering over it to see what's going on. So +0 for ability score, which I assume is strength, and then -1 modifier, which may be the fighting defensively style.
Oh yeah, so you rolled a 2 and it's a +4 modifier, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he rolled a 2. That didn't help.
He's got a 4. There's a -1. I don't know where that's coming from, but that makes sense. If you roll a 2, yeah, you're not going to hit regardless.
Okay. I'm gonna. I think I have 2 hits though.
No, we got 1.
Not after moving. Yeah.
Oh,
you had to move forward.
I shall use harsh language. I say, goblin, curse you.
Well, the goblin is cursing you back in Goblinoid. None of you guys speak Goblin, do you?
I don't. No.
It doesn't sound nice at all. What he's saying. All right. That's it for Ono. Titus, what are you up to? Riding over the fence.
Climbing over the fence, and I'm going to, I think, try to make, let's see. So I believe I can
for 1 movement.
Get here and hide behind.
Are you jumping off the horse, or are you still?
No, I think he's taking the horse with him. Right.
Well, unless Arendor needs it.
Well, before this turn started, when you slowed down the fence, I said, "Get us into combat."
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So I pointed forward, but the only goblin, that little goblin is the only thing I saw initially, but he ran even behind that building that we're at. So I knew he went around the other side of the building, but I didn't see where he went after that.
Okay. So I'm not sure. Do you feel like you're better off on the horse or on foot?
Horse is much faster.
Okay.
Hoping you could get me somewhere so I could jump off the horse and start fighting.
All right. Well, then I'll tell you what, Arendar, where should we be? Since we get to move pretty far from there to wherever.
You started here. If you can see that.
I would have probably just pointed. You see where this arrow is? Can you see
Yeah.
the arrow I'm making? The measuring arrow?
Yeah.
I would have
All
just
right.
pointed that direction. But like I said, I only saw one goblin, but then even he disappeared. So I don't know.
Well, we get to go at 40 feet. That's 35.
Typical horse is
So-
50.
Yeah, 50 is a horse.
Yeah, so you go 10
50.
squares from where we were at, and that's one movement.
So where do we need to be? Well, looks like all the actions kind of.
You could come through here.
Direction-ish. Yeah.
You could come galloping. You could get to here if you come galloping through there.
It kind of puts us out in the open. I'm thinking,
Well, if you can get us
Hey.
to right here, once I see that goblin, I'll say stop, and I'm gonna jump off to.
okay, well then, why don't we stop? Well, he's already getting tag teamed by a bunch of people, but if that's your thing, you want to pick
Yes.
on a little guy with a bunch of other bullies, I won't stop you. So I can drop Arendar off there. So why don't we do that?
All right. So you guys, oops, shoot. Let me move you because there's like 3 different things going on there. All right. So you guys move to here, which is 50. Now, Titus, you will get another action. If you want to dismount too, you can as well. Or you can continue on after Arendar sort of leaps off.
I will continue on.
All right. Arendar drops off.
I'm jumping off.
Okay. Titus, go ahead and let's finish your turn before Arendar, you jump off and get into that fight. So
Next
Titus, where you go from here?
Boy. So I probably wouldn't have seen that one guy way up there running off.
Which
Um,
guy? This guy here?
The Inquisitor up at the top.
You can't see him at all because he's in a pit.
Yeah,
Oh,
we don't
gotcha,
even know he's
okay.
there.
So then I certainly wouldn't be going that way unless I was a coward, so I might head that way. Do I hear a hubbub going on behind the house?
No, you wouldn't. The house is on fire, so it's making a fair amount of noise itself with the crackling and the popping and the smoking. You see Wraith moving forward over here, because remember, this is just a little fence, so you can see Wraith clearly, and he's moving in sort of a northeast direction. He's moving towards this tree. And then Poe is sort of doing the same thing. He's moving, or at least looking in that same direction. They're headed that way. The rest of these guys, and frankly, Vondrum is looking that way too. And Ono and now Arendar are fighting this guy, this goblin who was trying to stab Vondrum, but is now, has more than enough to handle this next round.
All right, I guess I'll come up along Wraith, kind of under this tree-ish.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you're going over there. So you're riding up and you're coming up next to Wraith, and you see Wraith sort of like trucking up north towards the tree. You could say something if you want, or like,
Hey,
Wraith,
buddy, what you doing?
hey, what the hell's happening? Wraith, any response?
Yeah, the Inquisitor is to the northeast in a pit,
Oh, sounds like fun.
just to the east of the large oak.
All right.
Arendar, what do you do? Now you leap off the back, sort of Legolas style, back of the horse.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn
maybe
because
just a little regret in your eyes, maybe. But now you jump down and you land sort of right here next to Ono. Ono looks over and he's like, "Hey, welcome back. What do you do?"
I'm probably gonna, so one action was to get off of it, so I've only got one action left.
Mm-hmm.
As a free action, I'm gonna call it, because I probably heard him ask about what's going on and Wraith say that.
You could easily hear them talking.
Right. As I take my swing here, I'm gonna be asking, is that the SOB that cast that spell on me?
The one and only.
So
A 6 will hit on the goblin. So basically that falcata comes around. Oh no, you just sort of, come back as this thing comes around and you see that goblin's head just come right off as the falcata passes completely through its neck, and he drops to the ground like a marionette with his strings cut, and the head goes rolling to the north, landing up against the fence over here.
Hey, wow.
Big blade. All right, Poe, what do you do?
Let's see. This one, let's see. I do a move, I still can't see him, can I?
No, he's in the pit.
You move me, babe.
But you can see the hole in the ground, right? You can see that there's a pit there.
Yeah, he can see the pit.
Where were we? Is that so?
Well, if you move
Back
the
over
correct-
here, yeah.
if you move the correct person.
All right, I'm just going to move to the other side of the pit, unless that's a double move.
Okay. Cool. So you're just over there and sort of peering in.
Yeah, and I'll yell out anything if I see anything going on, or if I.
Well, as you peer in, you hear. As you get close, you can hear him, and he's saying he's chanting some sort of ritual, and you can hear him. And as you peer in, you see him holding a big scroll, ornate scroll in his hand. Which, you see, just as he completes the ritual, the scroll bursts into flames in his hands, and you can see him. Then you see him sort of look up and he goes, "Come forth, creatures of flame."
Okay, so I'll yell out, he's summoning fire elementals.
Hey.
And that's when he looks at you. He's like, "Ah, dude." All right. So that's it for Paul.
I think if you pee on him, you might be able to put out any fire elements before they appear.
Yeah, that's an action though, and I've already done that. Might be able to whip it out, but I can't get it running.
This is another reason why a man should always just leave it out.
All right. Lorelei will tell you that the old man has gotten up off the bench, is now walking towards the west, towards where probably your guess is that his daughter is. They're still hundreds of feet apart, but he's walking in that direction, holding that book next to him and sort of looking backward at the remnants of his flaming farmhouse. Round 21, Wraith.
Okay, I have a question. It
Sure.
really doesn't have anything to do with any of this, but
Mm-hmm.
because this guy's concentration check was so good and it makes it irrelevant.
Right.
When he had to make it, was it just the 5 points of damage from falling, or was it all the damage he had taken in the round?
It was just the 5 points that he'd taken in the immediate previous round.
Okay. Well, he also took 8 points. Again, it's irrelevant because he made a great roll. But
It would still be, even if we added that. Was it the same round?
yeah. So it would have been
Still, the 30 would still be, yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
The
it would
30
still be more.
was still well enough. I'm just asking, how does the mechanics work?
Yeah,
Would it
so it's
actually-
the total damage plus 10. It's 10 plus the spell level of the spell being cast, plus any damage that he's had. So in this case, it would be 10 plus 8 is 18, plus another 5, which is 23.
plus
plus
8 for the arrow?
I added that. That was the 8 I'm talking about. It's not an 8 level spell. So
I'm
it
sorry.
starts at 10,
Yeah.
8 for the damage that you gave him,
Yeah.
5 for the damage that he took falling into the pit. That would put the DC at 23. The spell level is 4. And so that would make it a 27. He rolled a 30 on his concentration.
Well, no. Like I said, given that the concentration check was perfect, right?
It was really good. Yeah.
I was just
They-
curious as to the rules. So then the second question about rules is, how far can I move and still do a skill, not an attack, not an arrow, not a whatever.
One movement.
Yeah,
One
it's
One, it depends on the skill. If you want to talk,
No, what I want to do is I want to get up into this tree, into the boughs of this tree.
okay.
Not like climb the tree, just be within the area of the tree and then stealth. But 30 feet is not enough to get into the tree.
Which tree are you talking about?
This one.
the one he's not.
Oh,
No,
Oh,
no,
it's-
no. Wait. I'm sorry. That wasn't right. I had it set on the wrong thing. The one up here next to the pit.
oh,
This big giant tree.
yeah, you can't get there. You can get there and climb it, or you can get there in stealth, but you can't do all three.
No, I don't want to climb it.
Oh,
I don't want to climb it at all. What I want to do is to get to here and stealth.
like the
Or-
trunk of the tree.
Yeah,
Well,
get
if
into
it's one
get,
movement to get there, then that's fine.
Yeah, that's
No.
doable.
it's more
You
than
like
one
the
movement
trunk.
to get there.
Is
Oh,
it-
it's more
is
than
it-
one movement.
Is
So
it
from-
more than 1.5? Because you can move it half stealth. So you can do one full move with no stealth.
Yeah.
And then a
half-
second move stealthing. That's right. That's a good thing. So yeah, you can move. You can stealth and move. And, yeah,
So in that case, I can get to here and have
Mhm.
stealth.
you're
So-
not under direct observation. So yeah, you may stealth.
And the stealth roll is 26.
Okay, cool. All right. So you guys, he just like suddenly disappears into the tree. Now, anybody that has you under direct observation right now, which would include,
You're not hiding from the party.
yeah, no, but
I'm-
everybody in the party can see you. So you're not hiding from the party. You're only stealth with regards to Boreas.
That's the only person I wanted to be stealth in regards to.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Vondram. Arendar just popped the head off of that goblin that tried to stab you.
And that would be my first action to say thank you. Thanks for that, friend.
Yep.
Missed you. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to reserve. I am out of spells. I don't think I'm going to go poking that thing. I heard something about fire elementals, so I'm going to reserve to the end of the round
Okay.
and watch things play out a bit more.
All right, sounds good. So you are delaying.
Yep, just till after Titus, I guess. Right?
Okay, well, we'll put you after Titus. Oh, yeah, that'd be the end. So we'll put you there. All right. Boreas. All right. So a couple of things are going to happen. Let's just go ahead and add these guys on here. Oh, wrong. Sorry, wrong. Never mind. That's wrong. Here. So let's do this. Okay, and then let's do this.
Actually, they act on his round.
I know.
Or they act on his initiative number when he summons them.
I just switched it up.
Oh, okay.
And so first things first, these guys come out. So Vondram and Titus and Ono, give me and Arendar, give me a perception check. Okay.
Let me find it on this.
Find out how screwed we are because the GM keeps throwing all these things at us.
Wow. I forgot a second.
Arendar is too busy gloating. Ono is too busy watching Arendar. Titus. Okay, so Titus and Vondram, you guys both see this. And Titus, you probably hear it on the waves of magical energy. Well, both of you probably do. The waves of magical energy that surround you and that you work in. You hear, "Yes, master."
Oh,
And out of the flames of the burning house come two strange creatures that look like this.
Jesus Christ. Sorry.
They're giant fire hands that come stepping out, and you see like one of the fingers kind of like points and kind of like looks around and then begins moving towards you. So their movement rate is,
And those are twice as powerful as jazz hands.
Oh, geez, we're screwed.
they are, what's their speed? Oh, they're fast. Okay. They come rushing over to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and over to here. and
Oh.
they begin. They do single burn attacks on. Well, one's going to do a burn attack on Ono, and the other one's going to do a burn attack on Vondram. Now, these are essentially slams that happen at +5. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, first one on Ono. Whap! 14 hit you.
No, sir.
All right, second one on Vondram. 7 hit you.
Nope.
All right, but you can feel waves of as their fingers kind of like the big fingers on the hand just kind of like reach out and try and swat you, and you can feel the heat of the blaze as it goes by, and you're pretty sure that you will also take some fire damage if you get hit by something like that, which is crazy. Boreas, having now done this, is going to cast from the bottom of the pit. He's going to cast. Can he sit? Poe, you're peering into the pit, right? You're looking inside there, so he can see you. All right, he's going to try Burning Hands. He's going to cast Burning Hands at you. Let's see. I think it's a ranged touch.
No, it's a cone.
No,
It's a cone.
It's
I
a
would
15.
guess it's barely his head he can see. He's probably going to get some cover from the ground.
I would say +2 on your reflex save to get out of the way.
Well, it's a
Yeah, it's
15.
a 15-foot cone.
It's a
Okay.
15-foot cone, and he's 10 feet down.
Yeah, it'll be close.
Like I said, he's getting the bonus on his
16. That will save. So you did dodge out of the way at last minute, but you do get scorched a teeny bit. Let's see, what is his caster level? Oh, okay. So you get half of this.
The module says like 4.
Dude. It's just rude, man.
I was just trying to be helpful.
You know, the weird part, it is a 4. It is. Oh, no. So you take half of 6 points of damage, 3 ones. So 3 points of burn damage as you dodge out of the way of a cone of fire that shoots up. Okay, that's Boreas. Oh, no. Big
Okay.
fire hand just tried to hit you.
The hell. Okay. Then I'm gonna. Wait, can I kick a fire hand? All right. I'm gonna kick the fire hand. I don't care. I don't care.
He doesn't care.
I
You
don't
can kick
care.
him.
I'm gonna kick him real good with my unarmed crane style strike, and I'm gonna roll an 18.
You're like a honey badger.
Yes.
Oh no! Don't give a F.
That's right. Did I hit him?
What'd you roll?
18.
18's a hit. You punched a hand of fire?
With great vengeance.
It was boot to the head, or actually boot to the hand.
Boot to the hand. All right, let me see something here. They are, I mean, you can boot them. They're physical creatures. So yeah, you boot them real hard and make a reflex save to avoid burning your hand.
Dex save or
Yeah, reflex save.
dexterity?
Yeah.
Okay. 17.
Oh, made it. So yeah, you managed to punch a fire hand and not get burned. That's how fast you know, it's like those guys who did you ever see that video of that guy and he's obviously Russian, because Russians would be the only guys who would do something like this. But there's like pouring like molten metal, and he's like swatting his hand through it. So that's basically what Ono does. Ono just like boom and you know, pulls his hand back, not even a blister. As he does 7 points of damage. Sure can if you want.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna talk to the hand.
21, another hit. Give me another dex save.
Can do. All right. That's when I roll at 18.
Oh my god, he did it. Avoided. I mean, he's the fire puncher.
I'm glad I did something.
Now Shige, fire
I did something.
puncher.
I'm going to give
All right,
him a mic so he can drop it.
Yeah,
Right.
he's punching this thing, and you see the fingers, got these giant flaming fingers going bonk, bonk. You know, as he keeps getting hit. But yeah, he punched him twice.
Okay, good. Great.
Excellent work.
There's more. There's more where that came from, Mr.
Awesome.
Ono
Awesome.
just needs a challenge.
That's what it is.
He'll miss the hell out of a little 3-point goblin, but he's going to punch
But-
fire. Yeah.
That's all right. Titus, you are up. Yeah, you are still on is it on board a horse? I know nothing about horses. I guess it's atop a horse.
Mounted.
Mounted, that's what I meant. So you are still
Astride.
mounted astride a horse, and you see these fire hands come rushing out of the building that's on fire, and running over to Vondram, and then you just see Ono punch one twice, and it's like it's shocked by the whole thing, but they're trying to fight over there. What do you do?
That's what it's doing.
I shout up to Wraith and Poe, you need any help?
Yes.
Okay. And away I ride.
Okay,
I don't want to deal with any flaming horses.
that could be bad. That's definitely a weird smell. I'll tell you that right now.
What you got there, mister?
All right, so you come rocking over there on your horse. You're now. I think you can do that in only one.
That's one
movement,
move.
right? Yeah. So if you want to dismount, you can, or
cast
you can
spell on
drive
it.
the horse right into the pit.
Oh, I
maybe
think I want to go
punch
pit diving with the horse. No, maybe I'll. So I look at this guy and what can I tell about him down in the bottom of the pit?
Well, he's still. You can see that Poe has just kind of like dodged away, and he's got he got his hand up just in time, but his forearm's covered with blisters. Your guess is that this guy shot some burning hands at this guy. You also suspect that he's the guy who's responsible for the two fire elementals, but he's down in the pit. You can tell that he's pretty solidly injured. One of his ankles seems to be very badly turned. There's blood coming. He's got a couple of arrow holes in him. He doesn't feel it, but he's still wearing his mask, and his mask is like a skull of some sort of animal. But you recall from Gate Pass that the Scourge guys all wore masks. Now, some of the masks wore different masks, but they all wore masks. So you're guessing, you're pretty sure this guy is a Scourge, which makes him, in your eyes, a divine caster of some sort and virulently antipathic to spellcasters, of which you are one. So this guy hates you, and he's probably trying to kill you. They were probably sent here, this guy and all his crew were probably sent here to kill the old farmer, who must also be a magic user. But he's down there, and you see him. He looks like he's preparing to cast another spell of some sort.
You got a web?
Well, let's see.
Now's the time to pee on him.
Yeah. So, well, I've got a horse. You ever hear of peeing like a racehorse?
It's
Wait
tickle
till
time.
you see how a war horse pees. You know what? Since he seems to like the burning hands, let's see if he enjoys them as well. And
Ooh, you gonna give him a little taste of his own med?
maybe
Okay.
just to see. But sometimes people who can throw that or
Do you have any
I don't
more
wanna make him
magic missiles
sleep.
left?
What?
I don't know if you've got any more magic missiles left. I think you got magic missile, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a couple left. Why is
Increase
that
damage.
showing up?
Magic missile has
My-
no save and it automatically hits.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's.
And they're both first
give it a
level.
shot. What's
That's
that?
his health bar with green.
So I think you got a better damage potential with the magic missile.
All right, let's go.
2d4 plus 2 rather than just 2d6.
Ooh, 7 points of damage. Did you do 2d4 plus 2? Is that what you? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
7 points of damage as the missiles go flying into him, and he's like, And he looks up, he's like, spellcasters, I hate them. Vondram, what do you do?
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
as a
charge-
free action, Arendar tells you, Vondram, get out of there. I'll cover you.
Can I back up without taking an attack of opportunity?
If you go
If I
right
take a
there.
5, if I go
Yeah,
right here?
you can make a 5-foot
Yeah.
step. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I go there and I'm going to charge my weapon with an energy charge, which I can do a few times.
Is that a
day.
spell, or is it a spell or a spell-like ability?
It's a spell like ability.
Okay, would that require a concentration? Oh, you didn't get hit. Never mind. I'm talking out of my keister.
And it doesn't matter. It's not the damage you took before. It's just when you interrupt the spell.
Got it.
So
All
yeah,
right, so
I
yes,
put
you
the
could do-
action. I'm assuming that is it a standard or a move action to use
To
that
charge.
special ability?
I think it's a.
Well, if this is a class feature that I can charge my
Yeah.
weapon once a day, but I'm assuming it's an
Well, that-
action.
Class feature is usually a move action.
If it's a
So
move
if I took
action,
a-
then you can do a swing. If it's a standard action, then you're kind of done for this round.
Well, it's under a class feature and it's called charged weapon 7 times a day. You can charge your weapon being used with a D6 energy damage addition. You get a bonus to hit.
It doesn't say if it's a standard or a move action.
It does not.
If it doesn't specify, it might be instant. It might be as a free action.
Yeah, it might be a
I think it's I think something like that is probably a free action where you're just like you call out the the energy. So what kind of energy are you going to use? Fire?
I think I'm going to be using fire. No, I think we'll go ice.
Ice. All right. So this frost materializes around the tip of your spear, and you're like, aha! Try and
So I
stab
should
him.
be able to. I'll jabby this one.
Okay.
I'll attempt to jabby that one. Jabby. Yo.
Would you roll? 18 is a hit.
Sweet.
So which one did you hit? This one here?
The one that hadn't been hit yet.
Okay. So they are vulnerable to cold, and thus any cold damage that you do to them is doubled.
Okay, so this is the regular damage here.
Okay.
That's not ooh,
Max.
Sweet.
So 18 points. Nice.
No,
So
that's weapon. That's weapon
the
damage.
regular damage.
Oh,
And
So
then I
now
get-
she rolls cold damage, which I think is a D6,
it is a
Yeah.
D6.
and it will be doubled.
4.
2, so 4. You can see the creature trying to back away as you stab it, which causes it to be less defensive, and you're able to bury it into the thing. You can see the flames just sort of like make a hole and try and react and get away from the cold of it, and it screams in fire elemental. Ah! However that does. It probably sounds like a knot burning off in a campfire. All right, excellent work, Vondrum. That it for you? I think it is.
That's it. That's it.
All right, Arendar.
um,
You've seen the fire puncher in action. You've seen Vondrum stab it with a frost spear. How do you stand up to that? What can you bring to the table in this fight? That's what I want to know.
not any fire or ice. Is that a
You're
spot I
paying.
can inhabit?
Sure.
Okay. And he's kind of, these things are largish. So that can still attack this guy, right? If I'm in this space.
Well, these are medium elementals, so
They only take up 1 square. So is he really just right here?
yeah, he's just kind of he's sort of in the middle there.
I'm just wanting to know if there's any kind of way to flank him.
He's actually like right there, technically.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to go around to the left there and kind of come around, around like a horseshoe or a hook kind of thing around, you could come around behind him. You've got the thing,
Right.
or you could come over to here, but you would probably provoke more than one attack of
I don't care
opportunity.
about provoking. You know what? I'm here to defend people, not necessarily. So this guy gets an attack of opportunity. I'm moving to there.
No, he wouldn't get an attack of opportunity from
That's
there.
right. He's one extra away.
Yeah.
So I'm moving to there, and then I'm going to swing at this guy.
Okay. No attacks of opportunity there,
Right.
but you're getting in Vondrum's way.
No, I'm not.
Well, kind of. It's all right. Go ahead.
I can take a 5-foot step.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you have reach.
14 is gonna
Be
miss.
afraid to reach through Arendar. Can you do that? Reach through occupied square with
with the
your
plus
body?
1 is a 15 hit.
Nope.
All right. I'm done.
Okay. Poe, that guy just shot burning hands at you. You're not gonna let that stand, are you?
Tyus, we need to keep this guy alive, or should we just kill him?
Who are you at?
You, Andrew.
That's those.
What?
I said, do we need to keep this guy alive or should we just kill him?
I guess we can keep him alive and question him. He's obviously commanding people and he knows some stuff.
He is dangerous to keep alive, though.
What's that?
It's a divine
Dangerous.
caster. He's dangerous to keep alive.
Oh, then kill him.
I mean, it'd be great to do that, but you guys have to plan for ways to keep him from.
All right, well, I'll try one time. I'm gonna do a hold person less, so DC 6.
Okay.
We'll save.
I can make him sleep.
Hold.
Hold person, it'll just stop him, make him not be able to move.
Okay, hold person. What's this? That's a will save, correct?
Right, 16 will save.
Right, hold on a second. Let me check his vitals here. Will save's pretty good for a cleric.
That should be his best save.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Ooh, made it. So for whole person, he just shrugs it off, right? There's no effect.
Right.
Yeah.
He shrugged it off and he just laughs. Your paltry spells will not work on me. All right.
Lorelai's just gonna keep watching the other guy.
Okay. All right. We go into round 22.
Round 22.
And it's Wraith's turn.
From where I'm standing, can I see the guy in the pit?
Yeah.
And do I have any negatives to shooting the guy in the pit?
Nope. In fact, he loses his dex bonus to armor
Okay.
because he's
so-
in a pit.
So I'm gonna do rapid shot, 2 arrows.
Okay.
There's sneak attacks because he's not aware of you.
15 to hit the first one, 26 to hit the second one.
Well, I'm gonna see what his dex bonus is. AC. Ooh, what'd you say? Was it 15? Did you say?
Yeah, 15 on the first one, 26 on the second one. They're both +2.
Both hit.
So then it's 3 points of damage plus sneak attack. So 4 points of damage on the first one and
Okay.
5 points on the second one.
So a total of 9 points.
Yeah, that's some crappy rolling. Look at all
That is some crappy roll. Look at all the ones there, man. That's terrible. Yeah,
Of the
both
four
arrows.
rolls, 3 of them are minimum.
Both arrows are there. He is, he's certainly, he's like, you see him leaning up against the wall. He's looking up at you now, and sees you there. He's like, wow, you bastard, you'll die last and badly. Is he?
Well, can he see me, or is it where those arrows come from?
Well, I think maybe the initial one was where did those arrows come from, but the second one he saw, he's looking, he turned around and looked at you as it hit. You can't, I mean, you might be able to sort of step back if you want to do something like that, but it would require a move action. If you're doing both arrows, that won't necessarily happen. You can do a 5-foot step and step back.
Yeah, I can do a 5-foot step, but
Is that what you do?
yeah, I'll do
All
a
right.
5-foot step back.
All right. He did see you walk step back and like dodge out of the way after that second arrow, but that's what he yelled out. I'll get you last. In the I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was my pretty.
Yeah, I'll get you your little dog too.
All right. Let me see what my little fellas can do here. So first things first, slam. All right, here we go. Against Arendar. Ooh, that's not going to hit. Against Ono. 14 hit you, buddy?
No, sir.
Damn. They are swiping away. I'm running out of options for this freaking guy. All right, so he pulls out a scroll. How much damage did he take last round?
9.
9. All right,
It's,
so
it's
10.
irrelevant. He doesn't have to make a concentration check for spell damage for the last round. It's only if it interrupts, like the summoning spell is a full round action.
It was this round.
It was only stuff while he was casting it, but if he's just doing an instantaneous spell or a 1-action spell, he doesn't have to make a concentration check for previous damage.
True.
Even if it's
However,
this round.
well, he would have pulled. I don't know that that's the case because this happened this round. So he's taking it.
With the rules lawyer.
Yeah, I am. You don't know.
Yeah, I can do
You don't know what you're talking about. No, I thought. Well, if it happens during the round,
That's an old carryover from 3.5 that Bob still does, but that's
Okay.
not part of the Pathfinder rules. The damage from spells to make a concentration check is only if it interrupts the casting of that spell.
Just for clarification, is my twin helping the DM instead of us?
Yeah.
Kind of. And in his defense, I'm disagreeing with him.
Just please note the ribbing for you running off has just increased.
Just increased tenfold.
All right. Well, I'm not sure I 100% disagree with it, but at some point we need to finalize that sort of thing. We have to make some canon about that.
For us or whatever. I just pretty much, so I'll definitely call up rules that help us out, but I'll also call up rules just as they're stated.
I'm just kidding. That was my question about the other one is how does the damage, because at this point, besides the cleric, I haven't really played a spellcaster and I try not to get damaged at all. So
right.
I was trying to understand how that works.
Yeah, there's only a few spells that actually take a full round to cast, like summoning is one of them.
Gotcha.
That's where if you're in the middle of casting that and you get hurt, then yes, you have to do that and you apply it, all the damage you take while you're casting that spell. But if it's like a magic missile or something like that, and you got damaged the round before, or just
Doesn't matter.
the turn before, the previous person,
Right.
it doesn't matter because you're starting and finishing that on your turn, and there's no damage that hits you during that little casting, that one segment casting time.
All right. He backs himself into a corner of the pit, trying to get away from the rest of you, and pulls a scroll and reads it and gives himself an additional 5 hit points. So that's what he's going to do. Oh no.
Yes, sir. All right.
Oh no, the fire puncher.
Is this just, I see there's still a giant hand floating in front of me. What the hell? All right. I'm just I'm so stunned or amazed.
Okay, we're all amazed that you're
annoyed,
punching a
all those
fire thing.
things, that I'm gonna punch the hand again.
All right.
I'm gonna roll 14.
14 is a miss.
Then I guess I gotta roll my deck save again.
Not when you miss.
Not when
Yeah,
I
you
miss.
missed
Okay.
it.
Yeah, if you miss them, I mean, if you punch a fire and you miss it, you don't get burned.
Gotcha. Well, then I gotta try it again. Then I gotta roll a 12. Damn.
Missed again. We're back to the old. Oh no! Now we're removing the fire puncher moniker. You cannot legitimately call yourself fire puncher anymore. All right. You can still take a 5-foot step if you want to do that, or you're going to stay there and duke it out with fire hand.
I'm gonna keep duking it out. It's a hot time in the city tonight,
All right. Titus, guy's backed up into the corner. He's trying to find a way to get away from you guys. Hasn't really did. You hit him with a magic missile last time. It looks like he just gave himself a healing spell. The temerity of this guy.
Oh, what the hell? And
Wraith keeps shooting with arrows. He apparently didn't get the memo about maybe we want to question this guy.
Well, I think it might be time to throw a little party in the pit and see if he'd like a little glitter dust.
You're gonna try and blind him. Okay.
Blind him, and yeah, he's got all those scrolls, so.
All right. It explodes in there. Will DC, it does the blindness. So here we go. Here's his will save. Ooh, he's not blind. He gets his hand up in time. So he is covered with gold glitter, but you can see his eyes come away. You can see his eyes looking around. He's like, oh, you've done me again. I don't know which of you to kill. Probably all of you at once. If I had more
He's
spells.
fabulous, though.
Don't really have a lot of spells, though, is my problem. All right, so Titus, yeah, now he's covered in it, and you see him coughing, as he's trying to get rid of this. He does not look cool, but the blindness did not work. He made his saving throw. Vandrum?
Kesha appears in the pit and starts dancing. So Vandrum,
I feel like dancing. Some PGs.
okay, Vandrum's going to take a 5-foot step to here. I can be here and still hit on reach, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, you got 10-foot reach, yep.
I've never had a reach weapon. It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't suck.
No. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking about Kesha and didn't look up my roll.
Now, are you gonna now
I
the
charged
ensource, the
I
charge
charged
only
it again.
does it only work one time? It's only for one round, right?
Well, I did it my last round. This is my next round, isn't it?
So you can do it
Okay.
again?
How long does it last? Does it say?
I got 7 per day.
I would guess one round.
So she's doing the same thing again then.
All
If
right.
if I'm unable to use it, if I charge it and I'm unable to use it, I lose it. But if I
There you go.
use it,
Okay.
It lasts for a round. Okay, cool. 13's a miss.
hey, that's it.
Oh no, Arendar. Cold pole arm comes through. 18 is a hit. There you go. Arendar back in his element. 12 points as your Falcata. Have I got that?
Yep.
Did I remember that right? Falcata
Very good.
passes through the flame creature. And as the blade comes out, you can see it's begun to. There's some soot on the blade as it goes through the creature. The creature sort of rears back. One of the fingers falls off onto the ground and
It's the middle
starts
finger.
lighting the grass on fire.
I took out the middle finger so he couldn't get
Middle
to
finger, which he was giving it to you.
it.
All right, that it for you?
Yep.
Okay, Poe.
All right, I'm gonna try some negotiation, I guess, and tell this
Okay.
guy to stand down. I'll stick my giant sticker down in there. Adam, how deep is this pit?
10 foot.
10 foot.
So if you've got a spear, if you're on the edge, you can stab him.
Oh, I got more than a spear. I got a giant sticker.
I think you're
Yeah.
overcompensating.
So you got your spear over to the edge, and you are basically like, what do you say to this guy?
I'm gonna start pointing at him, and I'm gonna say, "You got one chance to surrender. Lay down on your face, or I'm gonna attack."
All right, give me a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy, is that what we're calling that?
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems like a stretch. How about a
Give me-
fear check?
Give me an extortion check.
Extortion.
17. You can see that, I mean, you can't see his eyes behind the mask, but he does stop what he's doing for a second. And he looks like he's considering it, like maybe surrendering. And then it's almost as if you can see that he has remembered what it is that he is and what his position is. And you could see him sort of almost physically shrug off the idea of surrender. It doesn't look like he's surrendering.
So now, since you haven't done anything,
You can still try to stab him.
you can either try to stab him or you can do basically a called shot or opportunity action. So you can say, if he starts to cast a spell, I stab him, and this will interrupt his spell if he tries to cast it. And it will make him do a concentration check based on the damage that you do to hold on to the spell. The downside is if he doesn't cast a spell, if he does anything else that wasn't your called shot, and so you won't do anything. But
I can't see his health bar, Les. Is he?
He's too high up. You should be able to see it though.
he's pretty wounded, but you know he's.
Yeah, it's permissions are on. You should be able to see it.
And then he got 5 more.
It's right above the pit. The pit is green like his health bar.
Oh yeah, let me do this. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
This should make it a little bit
I know
easier.
There's a green bar there, and that's his health. Because ours
Yeah.
are all red. I just.
Now I change it to red. Can you see it better now?
Yep.
The red health bar. If you want, let me see if this works. Can you see? You can't see health bar there. You get a better look at what he looks like though. All right. So yeah.
Les, can I do non-lethal damage?
With a spear?
Yeah. Can I hit him with the flat of it?
Yeah, I guess so.
But the only bad thing is you
It's
take
a giant
negative 40
stick.
your
So
swing.
it's not actually a spear. It's more like a sword on a shaft. It's got a length. You know. It's a.
Okay.
So I can turn it flat and.
Right.
whack it.
The only thing is you take a -4 to that. You do your normal weapon damage if you hit, but if you're trying to subdue with something that's not made for subduing, then it's a -4 to your attack.
To hit.
Basically, because you're trying to use the weapon as it's not as it's intended to be used. So it's a little awkward.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be another Inquisitor. I'm just gonna stick him.
Okay.
That's our Poe.
You hit him. Yeah, you got him.
Okay.
Maybe he'll
and
take you more seriously next time.
I
Yeah.
forgot to mention, Wes, as I was doing that, I was going to do a swift action to enlarge myself so I could do a little more damage.
Okay. As a swift action, you can enlarge yourself.
Yep.
Okay.
Should have listened.
Ooh, 16 points. That is a lot,
Yeah.
but not quite enough to kill him. But you could see that he's hurt really bad. The blood is pouring out of the wound, the slashing wound that you have there. Rent his armor, and he actually sits down on the ground, and you can see him. He's trying to hold his guts in the side, and he kind of looks up at you guys.
I'm gonna try to hold him pinned with my spear. I know there's not really a function for that in Pathfinder, but
Okay.
I'm gonna try to stick him and say it's not too late if you want to surrender.
Almost too late.
It's almost too
Not quite
late.
too late.
It's almost too late. Wait, hold on. Let me grab my intestines. Let's see what I can do here. He's holding it, and you're holding the blade in him, and he's sort of like, so he sat back down. He's sitting on the ground at the bottom of the pit. So you're at the full extension, and you've got him sort of pinned there. It's Wraith's turn, and we all know that Wraith is, probably the most murderous guy in the party, with the exception of Titus. I don't know, Wraith, what do you do as we're into round 23?
Have I heard this interaction?
Sure.
Shit. Could I have been deaf for the last round? And just step up and fill this guy full of arrows?
You don't have to acknowledge that you heard it.
Well, no, but I don't want to go against what Poe's trying to accomplish, although I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish necessarily. You know what? Screw it. 5-foot step. 2 arrows.
You're standing almost directly above the guy. So you're just basically shooting right down at the top of his head.
Yeah, 2 arrows.
Let's see what happens. Ooh, the 10 misses, but the 19 hits.
So that would be that would be a 21 for 8 points of damage. 9 points of damage.
21 for 8 points of damage. That's just going to be more than enough. That arrow, the guy is looking up at Poe, and he's got the thing in, and you hear him sort of like, he starts to laugh, and then all of a sudden, twang, shunk, and the arrow just goes right through the helmet, through the head, and you can see the arrowhead popping out of his chin. He shakes for a second and then falls over. And you can see in his hand as he falls over, he had his hand, he was reaching over into, you thought he was holding his guts in from the slash, but he has some sort of vial in his hand that falls down and rolls out onto the ground of the pit.
There's your movie scene, Mike.
Yep.
And as he dies, the flaming hands
Screw it.
whip out.
That
As
is
he
gonna be
dies, he fizzles.
that's our war cry. You know what? Screw it.
All right, they disappear as the summoner is killed. The summonings return back to the plane of fire to sit beside the the fire at the fire lounge and drink some fire and tell their other fiery friends about this place. You wouldn't believe where we got summoned to.
This dude punched me twice.
The guy punched me
Right in the finger.
And at that point, we in round 23 fall out of initiative.
Thank God I'm out of spells. Whew. That was a workout.
That was a workout. All right. So the house is collapsing in on itself. It is essentially destroyed. The yard has various evidence of, there's corpses scattered about, that kind of stuff. Lorelei will tell you, Poe, that that Haddid, the old man from inside the house, is making his way across the thing. And you can see, if you look over there, you can see Kristen they're moving towards each other. Now they haven't reached each other yet. They've got probably several rounds to go before they do, because as Titus pointed out, Kristen was very far away. And so they've got a ways to go, but they are sort of going towards each other off to the southwest. The rest of you are standing around a dead guy in a pit, or wondering where the flaming hands went.
Vondrum's going to start walking towards the house. He doesn't know where the guy is, but he's pissed.
The house is practically destroyed.
Yeah. I'm going to go see if I find any sign of him.
Okay.
So I'm just double moving down that direction.
Okay.
Yeah, there's two things we need to do. One is we are going to loot all these bodies. The other,
Okay.
but first priority is to find out, make sure the girl's still okay. And at this stage, yeah, Arendar doesn't even know that the guy isn't still in the house. So he would actually be moving towards the house.
Yeah, my plan was to ride back over
Trying
to
to
where I
save the
left
guy.
her to come.
Maybe this guy is just controlling her, maybe she's not really his daughter. I mean, I feel
He's
like.
he's
He's a
a
creepy old man.
yeah. He needs to be.
Yeah,
We
I'm
need
trying
to
to figure
make
out
sure
how much of
that
this though
he's safe.
Arendar knows, because he wasn't, I mean, obviously I know all this has happened. I don't know how much of this Arendar knows. But yeah, if we get around and talk and put all this stuff together, that's totally going to be Arendar's take on this. Is he's probably going to demand that he stop whatever magic he's doing to her, and then we figure out what's going on.
Is
Okay.
he running? I mean, I can't see
No,
him.
he's not running. He's walking. And
Can
he
we
looks,
just-
you can hear him sort of, you see him off in the distance and he's sort of coughing and he's bent over. He's for somebody who purports to be this girl's father, the girl herself is probably 13, maybe 14 years old. Your guess is in his 60s. So either he married late in life or he's lying to you about being the girl's father. Now, you don't have any reason to be, I mean, it was her who told you, please help my dad.
Right.
So maybe, and she told you also, I believe she told Titus that her mother died in Gate Pass. And Vondrum, you kind of, I think we tried this already and you didn't recognize the guy, but it's possible that this guy may have been at the mage school at some point. You don't know. It's possible. Anyway, they're just walking towards each other, sort of off in the distance, so you can sort of see them. From a loot standpoint, a couple of things. Well, there's a lot of goblins.
Looting's happened in a second.
Okay.
I want to address before they get together, especially if the party kind of, puts the two and two together and tells him that, oh yeah, he's controlling her with magic. He was a royal pain,
Vondrum's going to have no part of that. He's going
trying
to
to
want to
save
defend
him.
her. Yeah.
So yeah, with that being said, Arendar's going to be very much, I want to engage him and basically make sure he stops all magic he's doing on her. And then I want to find out what's going on between the two.
All right. How do you plan on going about it? You just going to run over there?
I would dispel magic's role.
Like I said, once the party says something, then
That
yeah,
might be helpful.
he's all about getting over there. And
Vondrum is going to head towards the girl because that's going to be who he wants to protect more than attack the guy.
Well,
He's
and so as you guys are sort of moving that way, you see those two meet, right? And you do see he puts an arm around her, and she's like, "Oh, father, father!" You can almost hear her, and they begin walking back towards you guys. So as they're walking across the cabbage fields, you guys end up running into them. And they're walking sort of arm in arm's wrong, but he's got his arm around her. She's much, he's not a big dude, but he's bigger than she is. And so you guys sort of meet up. I'm just going to move on the map here so you guys can see, they're walking together. And he's like, he looks at you guys and he's got his arm around the girl and he says, "Was it you who burned down my house? I'm never going to be able to rebuild this."
okay, if no one says anything quickly,
Everybody's kind of like, "That's what you're opening with, old man?"
Arendar's going to kind of lose his temper and aggressively storm towards him and say, "You could have stopped all this if you had cooperated with us. We were trying to save you and her.
Well, I don't even know who you are.
But your obstinance caused all this."
Well, how was I supposed to know who you were? I didn't know where Kristen had gone. She went out without my permission. I assumed that you were with the Boreas and his rabble. which I had well in hand, by the way.
You were so outclassed, it wasn't even a contest.
I think not.
You couldn't have handled a half of what was out here. Like I said, Arendar's, until someone talks him down, Arendar's, yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna-
call Titus over because Titus said something about having a dispel magic spell.
Yep.
And
I
once
do.
it calms down a little bit, he's going to bring up the fact, why do you have to use spells to control your daughter?
Your business. She's my daughter.
I think you need to stop that.
Get on that horse.
I think
Titus,
you need to
ride.
stick all that up your
here
poop
I
chute. All
come.
right,
Gonna
so
take my horse to the Old Town Road.
all right,
pull
Wraith,
up-
you going down there as well? See what everybody's aggravated about?
Well, yeah, because I was planning to go check on
Well,
Kristen anyway.
Do I hear a disturbance? Because my first instinct is to wait until this guy.
You
pops
hear
out of his
Arendar
head.
yelling at somebody,
Oh well, in that case,
Yeah.
if I
and
hear
you're pretty sure you heard the old man yelled at Arendar that he could stick that up his poop chute.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on there. So
where's hang
the
on,
old man
where-
is just as belligerent as he was in the house, but the daughter is going, father, you know, these men have helped us. I brought them to save you. We knew that the scourge was coming after you. We had the warnings. The elves warned you, and you wouldn't listen. These men helped us. You should calm down. And you could see him sort of, as she does this, you can see him sort of like softening a little bit. He's like, well, I still maintain I could have handled it, but I guess I owe you a lot of a debt of thanks. You can see the words are. He's just like hurts him to have to say something like that. But he's like, I still think you could have put the fire out for Pete's sake. Look, my whole house is burned to the crisp.
Oh boy.
But he says like, well, I guess I owe you a debt of thanks.
Does she look dazed at all, or does she look normal?
She looks. Do you have knowledge arcana or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who does?
That's not really my strong suit.
I do.
Arendar's strong suit is beheading goblins and getting mad at old men.
And flying off the handle, yeah, that's my strong suit.
Flying off the handle. 18 knowledge arcana. Okay, and Poe, you got a knowledge arcana too?
22.
22, holy crap.
Titus, give me a knowledge arcana in the same way, and add +4 to it because you've seen it before.
Okay. I'm not sure how to add. We will just have to manually add the. Oh, good man. Break.
All right,
So
13. Of the three of you, Titus, you're probably the one that's just like the most suspicious, but you do not see the same kind of thing that you saw before. She doesn't look charmed. She seems to be acting normally. She doesn't give off any of the signs that you would come to associate with being dominated or charmed or any sort of mind affecting spell. Titus, you're a little suspicious of this because when you guys were in the tool shed, you definitely got you could definitely see that she was under some sort of mind affecting spell, but it doesn't
weary.
doesn't seem to be in case now. She looks fine. She's talking to him. She's talking to you guys. She's like, thank you so much for saving my father and doing this. We understand that, it could have, and he's like, oh, hush, darling. We could have beat them. She's like, Father, you couldn't have beat the scourge. They came after specifically to kill you. They're going back and forth, but he does seem to have grudgingly sort of given her assertion that, without you guys, they'd both be dead right now, a fair amount of credence. He still maintains that he could have beat him, but you could say that it is frankly, you think he's posturing for her.
Sorry.
What did you do?
I'm just
glad when
checking.
I saw him measure the distance between him and the old guy.
Oh, Wraith just measured the distance.
I'm just checking to see if he's in arrow range.
I think he is.
Don't mind me.
I'm going to ask him who these elves are. Who are these elves that gave you warning?
Oh, you mean the Akuja of the plains? They live on the plains to the northwest, between here and the fire forest. And he actually says the elven word for the fire forest, which is the word that I don't have. I had written down and now I can't find. The Indonotar he saws it, the Indanotar, and he refers to it as that. He's like, between here and the fire forest, you know, the Akuje and the Ekuche elves, they're elves of the plains. They live to the northwest. They come here often. They come here. We've traded with them. Elves don't farm, in large part. So they're plains riders. You know, they hunt and that kind of stuff. But they've often come here and bought my delicious cabbages, as you can see, my trampled ass fields out here because of all the ruckus that's gone on. He looks over. These cabbages are ruined. Has somebody been riding a horse through here? It looks like. Oh my God! Is it you? He points at Titus.
I'm going to step up again, and remember, you're alive. Calm down. At least for now.
He doesn't say anything, but you could tell that his natural inclination is to contest that. But he's not. Obviously when you say something, you can see Kristen puts her hand on his arm and it's like, Father, you should, this is a small price to pay. We can always regrow the cabbages. We cannot have you, no one comes back from the dead except for people who get casted resurrection on, but that's way too high of a spell for these guys.
We're not there yet.
So standing here, I'm going to say in twin speak, good day for a run, was it? Did you get your cardio in?
Ooh, zinger. He's a little winded.
No response, just a shake of the head.
Actually, yeah, that's pretty much. Aaron puts his head down and shakes his head. He probably clenches his fist a few times. And he just sits in here and just shakes his head.
Glad you got your workout in. What are we doing with this crotchety old bastard?
Well, so he is. So at this point, Torrent comes out, and she's like, "Look, this was a really long and difficult battle. It lasted 24 rounds, which is atypical for most battles. We should rest here. The barn will hold us, even if the house is destroyed. We'll rest here, and then we'll move on tomorrow towards the fire forest and the Lyceum, and that way we'll get hit points back and have something to eat and that kind of stuff." And he's like, "You're not going to burn down my barn, are you?" I guess we could stay here. He seems pretty grudging. The girl is very pleased, and she's actually she comes up to Titus, whom she spent the most time with, and she thanks him, and she's like, "Thank you so much for saving my father." And he's like, he's still coughing, and he's like, "Well, come on then. If we're staying in the barn, let me show you what we got." And he kind of goes over there, says, "Follow me," and leads you over here. And he kind of peers in the well as he walks by. He's like, "Water's still good. We've got plenty of that. If one of you want to fetch a bucket up, we'll have water to drink. My wine cellar's gone now, and it was in the house. But I got nothing now. I've got nothing."
Hey, but the cellar,
As he says that, he sort of rubs that book that he's got tucked into his leather jerkin that he's wearing. But yeah, so Torrent's basically like, "Look, this has been a hell of a battle that I didn't participate in. So why don't we rest for the night?"
I didn't participate in.
And we could the barn, and for to her point, the barn has no damage to it. It's pretty clean. It's well kept. This guy, for all his intents and purposes, despite being a crabby jackass, was a pretty good farmer. There's room for the horses if you want to bring it in here. There's actually, a fair amount of room, straw for impromptu beddings, and the weather is still pretty good. You do see off to the west that there what looks to be haze and some clouds. At first you think of clouds, but you suspect it might be smoke. So you wonder how far you are from the fire forest. And if you ask, the old man will tell you that it's about 20 miles due west to get into the fire forest. He's like, I don't go down there. We like to stay far away from it. But the Elf Road, if you go to the north and west, to the west and to the north a little bit, the Elf Roads are usually clear. The Plains Elves keep them clear, and there are a couple of elven villages inside the fire forest, sort of frontline villages against those crazy hobbits that run around in there, the crazy devil worshipping fire hobbits. They're all insane. But they never come out this far, or at least they haven't for a long time. The elves of the plains keep them at bay. And basically he says like the elves sort of patrol the area between his farm and the fire forest, and any of the demon worshipping hobbits that come out of the forest, looking to raid or steal, those hobbits will hunt them down pretty quickly.
I'm going to ask Vondi how long her pit spell lasts, or his pit spell lasts. My apologies.
She's not there. Isn't it a minute per level? I think it's a minute per level. Let me look here.
And that's all good. I'm going to move off and start collecting any arrows that can be salvaged and looting bodies.
Oh, it's 1 round plus 1 round per level. So about 4 or 5 rounds. So the pit's probably gone at this point.
And then I'm going to go loot that body.
Okay. So you're going to look at his body, the guy. All right. So by the time you get back over there after the various arguments you've had with Haddid and Kristen, you go over there to take a look at him. He's just like sort of laying on the ground with an arrow through his head. Roll me a percentile dice, D100. 30. So you get about 1/3 of the arrows shot back. A lot of them have broken. Some of them are damaged beyond repair, but about 1/3 you'll be able to retrieve, and a couple of them need to be scraped a little bit, but you can make that work. So about 1/3 back. As far as on his body, you do find a couple of things. One, he's got a scroll case tucked into the thing. It looks like, and it's open at the top, so it looks like that's where he's been pulling the scrolls out. You do find a small wand, not very big. It's actually it's not, the wands that you've seen in the past. It's actually quite small. And it has a sort of weird key-like protuberance at the end of it. At first you might have mistaken it for a key, but nobody would make a key out of this wood with arcane runes on it and stuff like that. But it kind of looks like a key on the end of it. He has his mask on, and you can see that he has what looks to be some sort of like a gauntlet with big claws on it, like Wolverine coming out of there. It's obviously fitted to his hand, but it could be worked to make to fit on somebody else's hand that uses as sort of a natural attack. So he has that, and he does have a pouch with 73 gold pieces in it.
Okay, so he's got a wand.
And the pouch is definitely Sargava. The gold pieces are definitely Sargavan mint. These came from Sargava.
73 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a gauntlet or glove of some sort.
Yeah, it's like it's a metal glove that goes over his hand, and the top 3 fingers have these big long claws kind of sticking out of them.
What about the potion that he dropped when I killed him?
That potion, it's just a little vial of this purplish liquid. It's just sitting there. So that's there.
Okay. So the wand, gold, gauntlet, potion. That was it, right?
Scroll case.
Oh, that's right. Scroll case. Sorry.
And it looks to be a couple of different parchments in there rolled up. Oh, no. Is he okay? All right.
Okay.
Poor guy had a bad dream. That sucks.
So wait, where's my hands? I was gonna punch some more hands. Oh, well.
They disappeared when the guy was slain.
But as far as you and I are concerned, we figure we vanquished them. We were attacking them, and then they disappeared. So we figure we took care of them.
Yeah, they ran off. Too scared. All right, so the goblins and skeletons have weapons. Well, the skeletons have weapons, but nothing else. They have these rusty sort of chipped sabers and stuff like that. Frankly, you don't see that there's any value in that. The goblins are similar. They have their little dog slicers and their little shitty short bows and that kind of stuff, and none of it is really of high quality. The interesting thing about these goblins is each of these goblins has a brand new leather pouch with 3 gold pieces in it. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goblins. Wait, 8, 9, because there's 2 in the tool shed. 9 goblins. Each of them have like their cruddy weapons, but each of them have a brand new leather pouch with 3 gold pieces in it, and all the gold pieces are also Sargavan make. Sargavan vintage.
What about the big ogre orc thing? Whatever.
The guy that you shot from the behind.
Yeah.
Okay. He has a masterwork silver great axe. The blade is silvered, and it is a huge great axe, and it is really well made, despite the fact that Vondrum tried to destroy it. That kind of stuff. He also is wearing leather armor. He has a platinum chain around his neck under his armor, and he also has a pouch. In this case, it has 11 gold pieces in it. Now his pouch looks older; it's not brand new, but the gold pieces are the same mint. It's all Sargavan money.
Does the leather armor seem to be anything great, or just standard leather?
Seems pretty standard. It looks pretty work like it's been worked over kind of bit too. Like he's had it for a while.
Okay.
There were a couple other soldiers. They have decent weapons, swords and daggers. One has a shield. None of it is masterwork. It's all capable. And they each have new pouches with 6 gold pieces each. So there are 2 of those, 3 soldiers. 4 soldiers, sorry.
So, and they have 6.
6 each, yeah.
So 24.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Chuck, are you the party booty for this campaign?
Is that what you want the rogue to do?
I'm okay with it. I'm related to you, so. I just don't know in this campaign. Like I know A-Team, I kind of keep track of stuff, but I didn't know who was doing that in this one.
I don't know that we've sort of established that. If you want the thief to do it, I'll be perfectly happy.
Well, who sent out the spreadsheet with all the
So-
booty from?
I did.
before?
Yeah, so I think you got it. You're it.
Good deal. I'm rich.
Ah,
Sorry, guys, I didn't find
I'm rich.
anything.
I'm independently wealthy.
These guys had nothing.
Now, do you have a composite longbow yet, or are you still using a regular longbow?
No, I have a strength bow.
Okay. And did you sell that your bow, or do we still have that?
No, I sold it.
Okay,
It was sort of a trade-in for the better bow.
gotcha, okay.
So
I definitely would like a strength bow, next one we find.
yeah, I have the spreadsheet for
Okay,
B team loot
okay.
and who got what and all that kind of stuff. I don't have a problem with keeping track of that. It's all good.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to? So you're able to sort of like rest the rest of the day in the afternoon, cook some meals, that kind of stuff. Do you want to take a time out and figure out what those things were that you found on the guy?
Well, once I finish my looting expedition, I want to go and speak to the divine spellcaster in our party is Vondrum, correct?
No, Poe.
Poe.
Well, I want to go speak to Poe and basically present him the things that I found on the Inquisitor and have him take a look at them and see if it's anything he can use. Or, I mean, obviously the gold we share, but the wand and the scroll case, and I'm assuming the potion is healing because the guy was about to die and that's what he was going for. But I'm not a magic type, so I don't know that. So I want to get Poe to take a look at those things.
Okay. What do you want to look at first?
The best
Gordon,
album.
What do you want? You spell crafting all of it. So you do find several scrolls in the scroll tube. We'll get to that in a second. The wand is a small wand of hold portal and has 6 charges. Not really of much use for him out here, but it's a small key-shaped wand and it will hold a door. 6 charges on that wand. The potion does not radiate magic. So it's some other liquid. Might be, might not be. You don't know.
If it's not magic. The only thing I can think of would be poison. Or maybe like a bomb or something like that. But
I checked alchemical brews plus.
Mm-hmm. You trying to like shake it and see if it, if you can identify it? Do you have knowledge?
That was one of the special things I got was the craft skill at alchemical brews. So
Okay, do you have knowledge alchemy? Okay, cool. 17. Yeah, this doesn't look like sort of any kind of alchemical brew. What it looks like to you is maybe some sort of venom. It's reminiscent of some sort of snake or spider venom.
All right, I'll pass that along to Wraith specifically.
Okay, and then in this, the gauntlet does not radiate magic either. It's obviously fitted to this guy's hand, but in the hands of a blacksmith, it could easily be converted into something that would fit somebody else.
So it's just sort of a claw weapon.
Yeah, it's essentially enhancing his natural attacks.
Okay. And then, so the only thing left in that besides the gold is the scrolls.
The scrolls. So there's 3 scrolls in there. One of Cure Light Wounds, one of Mage Armor, another scroll of Magic Circle Against Chaos, and there's another piece of paper in there that's not a scroll, but a message, it looks like. And it has a message on it that says...
This message will self-destruct.
Yeah. It says, basically, your orders are to kill Haddid and anyone at the farm. He is not needed. Do not take him alive. And it's signed just a simple sigil, the letter G. Your order, G, like the letter G. Your orders are to kill Haddid. He is not needed. Do not take him alive.
Does G match any name that we know, like especially in the Inquisitor group?
Not that you've heard. I mean, I don't know. Give me a knowledge local or something like that if you have it.
That's funny.
Do you have it?
No.
Okay.
Hang on, I do. I need to finish writing this. The
Is,
orders are
is
to kill
knowledge
Haddid.
local the best one?
He is not needed. Do not take him alive. Okay.
Knowledge local is best, Les?
Yeah.
Or should-
Vandra with a 25? Damn.
Dang.
I'm into my history,
Hmm.
my local lore.
Wraith's got a 23 on knowledge local. Okay, that's pretty good too.
My gosh, guys.
All right,
So-
let's spill it.
You guys don't know if this is who it is, but you are both aware, both Vondram and Wraith are aware that there is a High Inquisitor, one of the High Inquisitors of the Scourge, a Sargavan goes by the name of Guthwolf, and G could be him. He would be in a position to give orders to other Inquisitors. You've never met him, certainly. You're not sure, but he is one of the few High Inquisitors of the Scourge. There are maybe a half dozen of them. He is known with a 25. Vondram, you would know that he is reputed to be among the most powerful of the Scourge Inquisitors. This Guthwolf, and like I said, he would definitely be in a position to be issuing orders to other Scourge Inquisitors.
What's his name, man? Gorth? What is it? Gorth?
Guthwolf.
Guthwolf.
Guthwulf.
Guthwolf.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting name.
But yeah, you've never met him. As a spellcaster, you wouldn't want to meet him. The Scourge is
I
always
want to meet him.
The scourge has always been against arcane spellcasters, of which you are. All right, so you guys are sort of like hanging out in the barn, checking all this stuff out. That's the treasure. You guys can split it up however you wish. Haddon, fetches water from the well and that kind of stuff. And you're relatively comfortable here, even as the embers of the house itself start to burn down. It's essentially burned down to glows. After a few hours, Haddon goes out there and you can see him with a big long stick. He's sort of poking around in there, trying to see if there's anything of value that he can, dragging out little burned pieces of furniture out onto the ground and stuff like that. It's a total loss, though, as far as you can tell. Is there anything that you guys want to do while you rest for the night?
What treasure are you talking about? I don't.
That's between you and your friends.
I'm sorry. Who's this guy?
That's Haddon. That's the farmer. That's the old guy.
That's the old guy.
This guy that was supposed to be killed.
Yeah.
That's the guy who he's Kristen's father.
Got it.
And the note inside of Boreas, the Scourge Inquisitor's scroll case said, your orders are to kill this guy. Get rid of him.
Gotcha.
He's not needed. Don't leave him alive.
Okay. Well, should we question him?
You can try. I mean, he's softened quite a bit. I mean, he's kind of a douche.
Put it this way: as soon as that note comes to bear, like Arendar found that note, he's gonna go show it to him. Hey, see this? This shows is all about you.
Oh, it means I've fought these Scourge turds many times when I was in Gate Pass. I didn't pay any. I don't pay any attention to them then, and I don't pay any attention to them now.
Well, they just burnt down your house, so you probably should start paying attention.
And the way I tell it, you guys burned down my house. That was a joke.
Sir,
I'm just kidding.
I assure you, I did not burn down your house.
No, he knows that.
Yeah. Did you decide that was a joke when you saw the crosshairs on your head?
Yeah, he's slowly coming around to the idea that that you guys did actually save his life. He's not too happy about it. You certainly get the impression from this guy that he is not in the habit of being helped and doesn't like it. So I think we've all met old people like this. I'm
one of them.
Yeah, I plan on being one of them. But he grumbles a lot, but frankly, you see him sort of like he brings you guys water. He makes sure that there's a campfire out front of the barn that is warm as the sun goes down and the night's chill sort of falls on everybody because it is still winter. So he's the one sort of grumblingly, kind of dragging the wood out of the wood bin over to do that. And you get the impression that he fully expects not to stay here. There's no house. The other outbuildings, he seems dispirited. His his farm is pretty much destroyed. And Kristen seems, his daughter seems insistent that they're going to be coming with you. To wherever, to the Lyceum, that they think that they can get help there, that kind of thing. And Torrent certainly hasn't put a stop to that. Torrent, for her point, seems very cautious around Haddon. She doesn't talk to him other than to acknowledge that he exists. It's weird, but you guys notice that you're not sure that she's spoken more than 2 or 3 words to the guy the entire several hours that you guys have been here, sort of resting and that kind of stuff. You get the impression that they may, if they may not know each other, but they certainly know of each other, is the impression you get.
Arendar's bold enough. He's going to, first time that she's not next to him, he's going to ask her, what's up with you two?
Well, I know of Haddon. He was before my time, but he used to be a mage at the magic school in Gate Pass. Lived there for years, and his wife was a mage there as well. I just want you should know he was not well liked. Not But he was respected.
Color me
say-
surprised.
And
Yeah,
he
as soon as she says he's not well liked, I'm like,
be like,
"Duh."
tell us something we don't know. But he
Yeah.
says he was well respected. But and she goes, and you should know this. His specialty was domination and charm spells. So be careful. I'm keeping an eye on him. He hasn't given any indication that he's going to try and dominate any of you guys. But I frankly wouldn't put it past him.
Okay, if I ever act like I actually like him, then he's pretty much done that to me, and you should just kill him.
Who are you telling that to? Torrent?
Yeah.
Torrent kind of like laughs, sort of like.
Did he say that to me?
He might have.
What's that?
That if you ever act like you like that guy, I should kill him?
Then you should just kill him.
Okay.
So Torrent, when you say this to Torrent, she sort of laughs nervously. You get the impression that you're not sure that she would be capable of killing him, or at least she may not think she's capable of killing him. Like she'll explain. She's like, "Look, I wasn't at the magic school at the same time that he was, but he has a reputation. He left both the magic school and Gate Pass, before my time at the magic school. But he was talked about, and not in glowing terms. But people respected him, respected his power. Now she's like, he's an old man now. Maybe that power has waned, but he used to be." Well, she goes, I think, and these are only rumors, I don't know for sure, but I think he was kicked out of the magic school for wanton usage of mind affecting spells on other people.
I asked her, did he ever have a daughter that you know of?
It was well before my time. I didn't know. He had a wife who was, and she goes, she was quite a bit younger than him. But the word was that something happened, and that was part of why he left Gate Pass. Like maybe she died prematurely or something happened. I don't remember there being any daughter or anything, but that does not to say that there wasn't. I do remember that the rumors were that his wife was quite a bit younger than he was, but
Okay.
keep in mind his specialty.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna set up a bedroll in the barn.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell my brother, I'm kind of tired from battle. You ready to go to bed, or do you need to go for another jog?
Everybody's all across the barn. Heads go like this. And they're all looking at Eridar.
The falcata comes out and I start sharpening it. No, go ahead, go to sleep.
Why don't you just go to sleep?
Just go to sleep.
Will do.
So do you guys want to burn some healing or anything like that, or before the next day? Otherwise, you guys would just get a night's rest. And
There's several of us that I know that are still down. I don't know how much healing those got left.
Yeah.
Some healing would be nice. I might have to scroll.
Yeah, I got all kinds of healing if you guys need it. Consider
Well,
yourself-
and the other thing, I would have given all of the clerical scrolls, obviously, when I brought them to Polarm. So he's got the Cure Light Wounds and Mage Armor, and well, that's not actually a cleric scroll, is it? What are these?
Mage armor's an arcane.
Mage
Yeah.
armor's arcane.
So whoever can use it, and the
Mhm.
magic circle against Chaos Scroll might just disappear.
Yeah.
Well, since everybody's alignment in this whole party is chaotic, I mean,
Yeah, we might need
like a hot potato.
we might need to stoke the fire with that bad boy. But- so we have a Cure Light scroll and a Mage Armor scroll. So whomever can use those, just take
So, yeah.
them now.
Poe would get the cure light. It would be either be Vondrum or Titus that would get the other one probably.
Yeah.
Protection from chaos is both a arcane and a divine. It can be either or. This one is
And-
divine written.
And a great fire starter.
You guys are
And
gonna
Bondrum
burn-
wants it.
you guys are gonna burn a scroll, are you? It's treasure.
We sell it, make money. I'm down
No.
7. I'm going to get 3 of them overnight when I rest. So technically I'm down 4.
No,
Okay.
I've got conversed all day. Whoever's down on hit points, just get them back.
You got enough bursts where you
Okay.
would conceivably get everybody back up to full.
Okay. All right.
Everybody's healed, no problem.
All right, yeah, all right. Everybody just crank back up to full. And in fact, are you going to include Haddon, because he is a little bit injured in all that. From being in the building. Okay.
Lorelei might try to trip him and cause 1 or 2 points of damage here and there as he's walking, but yeah.
As she goes full Tinkerbell on him. You are an idiot. He sort of swats her away when she starts berating him and that kind of thing. But
yeah, if she's going to try and trip him, Arendar will be holding the other end of the rope.
You're not going to trip an old man in his own barn, are you? You guys are rude.
Well,
all right, so yeah, I mean, if you guys put up a token sort of watch, the night passes essentially without incident. The next morning, you guys wake up, sun's already up, and Haddon and Kristen are out recovering some of the cabbages, getting some eggs from the chickens, and in fact, you could see him. He is chopping the heads off and plucking some chickens and sort of putting them in a big pouch that looks like it's lined with salt. That he's, it looks like they're getting ready and getting whatever they can carry from a food standpoint with them, so that they can go with you. They're releasing. There were some pigs in one of the things, and they release them out into the wild, and they just sort of run off as pigs do. They don't have horses or anything, even though this barn would be perfect for horses. They didn't have any. But if you guys have some extra horses, they certainly give the indication that they know how to ride. Is there anything that you guys do in the morning?
Well, actually, I need to have somebody of a magic user type look at the platinum chain.
Okay. Who's gonna do that?
I'll explain. This was on the big orc or ogre or whatever the hell that thing was.
Orc, as far as you tell. And also when you pulled the just so you know, when you pulled the helmet off the Inquisitor, he was a half orc.
Okay.
And a big one too. Pretty well muscled, tough guy. But apparently was part of the Scourge, not a fighter.
Yeah. Half orc and all dead.
Yep. All right, so if you go to Titus or somebody, one of the arcane people, they will do a quick detect magic. It does not radiate magic, but it is finely crafted.
Okay.
And it's made of platinum. You got an appraise check or anything you want to do on that?
I'm sorry. Hang on. I don't even know if I have that. No.
Anybody got appraise?
I mean, I can try. It's not going to be good.
Not my thing.
I have a phrase. Hang on.
I have praise for my GM.
Oh, crap.
Now
21. That's pretty good. Your guess is that it's easily 100 gold pieces worth of platinum in this thing, probably more. It could be worth as much as 140 gold pieces.
Okay.
Pieces. I can't speak. Sorry.
That's all right.
It's the 7 shots I did right before this game. All right, but other than that, I mean, you guys kind of gather up your belongings and that kind of stuff. And do you have it? I think you do have enough horses where you can loan one to Kristen and Haddon.
Yeah, we had horses.
Okay. They would only need one between them. In fact, if anything, Haddon insists that his daughter rides with him. And so they would ride together. And off you go to the west. All right. As you travel west, there are some things that you see in addition. You're moving out there. The clouds that you saw on the horizon yesterday become clearer, and they are indeed smoke clouds. You also start to get out of the forested areas and onto what is a wide plain, and it is quite open, with copses of trees and tall grass, and it keeps things, you can see a pretty good way. As you're going through there, though, you're making your way east towards the fire forest. You can hear Haddon and Kristen talking, and you can hear him. Those of you who are close by can hear him say, "Well, it looks like it's oh, it looks like it's very high. I've never seen the fire forest so active. And she's like, I don't know, Dad. It seems weird to me too. She's like, oh, you're too young. You would never know some of the active years with the fire force. This is unbelievable. And even every once in a while, even this far off, you guys are probably still 12, 15 miles away from the border of the fire forest. Every once in a while, you'll be like, ow, God damn it. An ember will come out of the sky and land on you. You can see it still glowing. And sometimes if it hits bare skin, give you a little, you don't get burned. There's no damage of it, but it's like, when you're standing by or sitting by a campfire and an ember will shoot out and land on you and you get a little burn. It's like that. But these are just coming out of the sky.
Okay.
Guys, keep moving towards the way. And Torrent is like, it's this way, that kind of stuff. And we got to go this way. And then it's not long though. You guys hear some hoofbeats in the distance, and if you look over in that direction, you can see the grasslands sort of moving, as it looks like there are horses, or it sounds like there are horses headed your way, but you don't see anything, at least not initially. What do you guys do?
Is there a place to take cover at all?
Yeah,
Not really. There's no trees or anything around. You're in tall grassland. The grassland, these grasses, some of them are 5 or 6 feet tall. As you are sort of watching, you don't see them at first, but after a minute, about 300-400 yards away, you can see what look to be horses, mounted men, probably 20 or so. But they're not galloping towards you. They're sort of trotting towards you. They're moving at walking speed towards you. And as they approach, you can see that it looks like, at least from the quality of the horses, these are majestic looking beasts, and atop them look like elves. And even Haddid will say, that'd be the Akuche elves there, coming this way. If you value your skin, you won't make any sudden moves. They're pure devil with a bow.
Okay.
Awesome. Yes, get some input.
So you guys are, do you guys stop or do you keep moving? Because they're coming directly towards you.
So they see, it's obvious they see us.
Yeah, it looks like, they're coming by, and you can see them too. And it looks like about a score of mounted elves, but also you see something else behind them. And what's keeping them from moving so quickly is you can see what looks to be several of the horses are trailing ropes, and behind them, walking through the grass where you can only barely see, look to be some creatures that they have on ropes that they're sort of trotting along in front of, bringing along with them. They're not dragging them or anything, but they're moving. I mean, that mounted elves on horses like this could move, massively fast. They're just trotting because they don't want these creatures that they're bringing with them to drag around.
Are they short?
They are short. You can't see them through the. They're almost upon you. They get to about 50 feet away, and you can see that the creatures behind them are hobbits tied to ropes, and the ropes are tied to the pommels of the saddles that the elves are using, and they're dragging them forward. They get to
crazy.
They're not dragging them. They're sort of walking past, walking
Those are
behind.
those crazy whatever hobbits. Is that
Could
what they
be.
are?
Could be. Looks like it. As they come into view, you see the first thing you see is the elves, and this is what they kind of look like. You see those?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you an idea of what these elves look like that Haddon calls the Akuche elves. So here's one.
Okay.
Another one. Dark skin, some tattooed. Ornate armor. Some of them, not all of them, are dark skinned. Some of them are light skinned. Some of them look like this. You can see that. But they're all mounted, and their horses are absolutely beautiful. You look down at your sort of like war horses, and they look like gorillas, compared to ballet dancers. Certainly good for working, but not very elegant. And so the lead elf sort of rides forward and says, Haddon, we know you. Who are these that travel with you across our plains? And Haddon's like, these are the guys that saved me from a scourge incursion. My daughter fetched them from the road. They say they're headed to the Lyceum. I don't know that I needed saving, but I do owe them a debt of thanks. However, my farm was ruined in the process. They did save my skin. How goes it? He says, it goes well, Haddon. I am sorry to hear of your farm. We traded well with you, and remember your vegetables with as pleasing and tasteful. So the guy looks at you and he says, so who are you that you are crossing the plains headed towards the fire forest, and why do so in these dangerous times?
Who's the voice in this group?
What?
Gondrum's not the voice. Who's the voice in this group?
Oh, that'd be
Erendar is
me.
gold, but he's not the one with the skill.
Torrent is really, I mean, right now, she's the one leading.
Yeah.
As far as space, it's Andrew's character, Titus. Titus is our diplomat.
Answer away.
Nice fellow.
Erendar brings a different kind of diplomacy.
So does Vondrum.
The mailed fist. Behind them, you can see the hobbits they're halflings that are tied to these things. There's probably a half a dozen of them. Some of them look more or less normal. You can see that, the ones in like the bottom, these ones in the bottom right corner, you can see look more or less normal, although quite defiant, for considering a hobbit, tied to a rope on the back of an elven pommel. Some of them look absolutely menacing. Here's one that they got. It looks like that. He's got bone knives. Well, he doesn't have them on him anymore. Another one looks like this. They just look crazy.
Just crazy.
Jesus.
Some of them look relatively normal, but not necessarily. They certainly don't look like they want to be friends.
Okay.
They don't say anything.
And the hobbits are captive.
They are, yeah. All of them are tied individually at the end of a rope. The ropes themselves are probably 15 to 20 feet long. They trail behind the horses. Each one has its own rope. They're not tied in a line or anything. And they were, and you could tell that the elves were moving slowly so as not to tax these hobbits too much. They weren't trying to drag them along. So he'll say, "What is it that brings you to our plains, and why are you making the direction of the fire forest? The Lyceum may be difficult to reach. The fire forest is quite high. The flames are of a season we haven't seen for many years. We suspect thaumaturgy may be involved."
So we're going through there to take documents to, who is it again?
The Lyceum. So basically,
Okay.
the Lyceum is a large magic school with a town that surrounds it, and it's in the center of this forest. You suspect, and everything that Torn has told you is that the Lyceum is basically, it's a college town, right? And it is a greater magic school than the one in Gate Pass. Although the Gate Pass Magic School and the Lyceum are sort of allies, right? It's like, people who live in Gate Pass go to the Gate Pass school. Other people from around the region go to the Lyceum. It's sort of like university, and a lot of Gate Pass graduates will go to the Lyceum, and sometimes Lyceum lecturers will come to Gate Pass, and things like that. But it's known to be a better school. It's also known to be very, well, not so much anti-Sargavan, but certainly liberty focused, and they have no love for the Scourge. Obviously, a large, influential magic school would be a Scourge target. Their location inside the fire forest, it's probably kept the Scourge away from them for a while. You guys know from before that the elves have no love for Sargavans, and they will hunt them on the plain. So it's like a double protection whammy. but they don't necessarily know you guys, so they're
Right.
curious as to why you guys are crossing the plains. And they also, and like I just mentioned, they also admit that that the fire forest is is very high right now.
It's in rare form.
Yeah, it's on high season, and they suspect that there is some sort of magic that's going on that's created. Now, yeah, I mean, you haven't asked them that what their suspicions might be, but they will say that this isn't a great time to be going into the fire forest. It's really high. It's really fiery.
Yeah. Well, if Titus doesn't speak up, then Arendar's just gonna say we're on our way to Lyceum. Is that it?
Yeah.
The Lyceum.
Yeah. And yeah, I know that the elves are an enemy of my enemy. I don't know if that makes them enough to make him a friend.
Well, they haven't made any overt. There's certainly nobody's pulled bows on you or anything like that. They do have a couple of these crazy hobbits attached to their pommels, so that's obviously they've been patrolling this region and have caught some raiders. Although they seem odd for raiders. I mean, there's a couple of females and that kind of stuff that aren't dressed for raiding, but who knows with demon worshipping hobbits, right? Who knows what's going on?
I'll talk to him a little bit. Let me see if I can. 19 diplomacy.
All right, what do you ask them? I mean, they obviously recognize Haddid, although Haddid hasn't been using their names or anything. So your guess is that maybe he doesn't recognize these guys specifically by name, but they certainly recognize him, and they remember, having bought vegetables from him and that kind of stuff, and remember that well. So they addressed him first. So 19 diplomacy. What do you say to these guys?
I say, hello. We are devoted citizens of Gate Pass who are trying to escape with our lives for some of the persecution going on, and we intend to get to the Lyceum to find some information about how we can take our town back, see if we can find allies, any kind of knowledge, we've got some enemies there that are trying to overtake not just Gate Pass, but many swaths of land in the vicinities.
He nods sagely. We also have no love for the Sargavans, and we are familiar with their efforts. Have you news from Gate Pass? It has been over a fortnight since we've had any travelers through here, and you say you have left Gate Pass because it has become dangerous?
It has become dangerous. It's been overrun by Sargavan and some of their ilk. They're trying to put to death anyone with any magical capabilities, and some of our friends and family are quite magical.
Are you saying that the Sargavans have taken over Gate Pass and the Scourge holds sway?
Well, they haven't quite taken over, but there's a lot of swaying going on.
So he says, hold for a moment. And you hear him speaking softly to 2 or 3 of his elves. He's like, do you speak Elvish?
I can understand it quite well.
You understand Elvish. All right. So you listen up and you can sort of hear him talking. You guys are quite close. And he's like, this is ill news indeed, he says to his friends. He says, go to the villages and tell them what these men have told us of what has befallen Gate Pass. Also notify that if we have any of our agents in or around Gate Pass that they are in mortal danger and should withdraw. We need to get this to the tribes and make sure that everyone knows what has befallen. They're like, yes, Commander. And they turn around, and 3 guys immediately, ones that don't have hobbits tied to their saddles, immediately turn around and gallop off. Like, boom! They just take off like shots. Those horses are great. But he comes to you and he says, thank you. What are you named? This is ill news indeed, but I am glad to hear it. There are many of us that might have gone to Gate Pass or trucked with people from Gate Pass, unknowing of the situation that had befallen the city. We are in your debt.
My name is Titus, and these are my friends and party, my comrades.
Well, it is good to meet you, and we will pass the word that your party will not be harassed in any way. That you have leave from us to reach the fire forest. But I must warn you, the fire forest is in high season right now. It is quite dangerous. Have you any magic to protect yourself from the flames?
No.
Rush out.
Very little.
We
not
left
scared of
Gate
flames.
Pass in a hurry. We left with our lives and what was on our backs.
I understand. He comes back and he says, "You there, bring up the case." And so you see one of these guys kind of like comes around on his horse, and you see him go into a big sort of saddlebag, and he comes out with what looks to be a big ornate wooden case, which he hands to the commander. He's, "Here you are, Commander." And the commander pulls his horse forward up so that it's next to your horse, and he hands Titus the case and says, "Here, this is a protective gel that the elves make. Our skin is hardened to the fire, but even sometimes when the season is up, it can burn us as well. It should protect you well once you have to enter the forest."
Thank you.
Thank you. We hope to
Thank you.
repay
How
your
long?
kindness someday.
How long does this last? And Yes.
Two repeated two applications repeated on your skin, exposed skin and metal armor will repel the worst of the heat for 2 to 3 days. In there should be enough for all of you for a week to 10 days travel through the fire forest. It should protect you.
okay,
Many things.
yes,
Be careful and do not lose the case. To travel through the fire forest now with skin such as yours could result in your deaths. The fires now are quite high, and they are traveling through areas that have otherwise historically been protected. The winds are tearing through and can bring fire to the trails with only a moment's notice.
Are there any other ways to go besides the fire forest?
To go to the Lyceum,
Yes.
there are none. The elf road leads there, past some villages of elves and other creatures that you will see that are typically make the fire forest their home. But they will welcome you. But I must warn you, beware the likes of these. And he points to the hobbits. They will attempt to kill you at every opportunity. They are thoroughly evil and murderous. And he looks down at them, and a couple of them are like, screw you, elf! we'll roast your ass on a spit in our own fire forest. Your days are numbered. Our clans and tribes are coming for us even now. They're going to roast you and eat you. And he's like, shut up.
Okay.
But they eventually they sort of continue babbling on like that. They're obviously nuts.
Who are they and why do you have them captured?
These are hobbit raiders, demon worshippers from the interior of the fire forest. They've lived there not centuries, generations, I suppose. They've lived there for generations and inured themselves to the perils of the forest. Indeed, in some cases, have allied with the creatures within, making horrifying pacts with demons and elementals, and relishing in the destruction that they cause. They periodically come out into the plains, seeking to sneak up on civilized areas, farm stands like your own, Haddid. Others in the area to steal and raid and murder. We caught these stealing across the northern plains, and we're getting ready to take them back up. We are good creatures, and so we don't murder them out of hand if we don't have to. They fight like devils, however, and sometimes we are forced to kill them. But the ones we capture, we try to retrain
Let me ask
through
you
magical
this, in
means.
case we encounter them, are there any weaknesses or magics that they're particularly vulnerable to?
Some of them have inured themselves to fire, and over the generations have become susceptible to cold. But not all of them, certainly. Not even perhaps the majority of them. Only those that have thrown themselves in with evil most wholeheartedly. But all of them are dangerous. Even these, and he points to the ones, the two that are sort of like here, these guys. He says even the ones that look innocent will try and deceive you, and when your back is turned, will plunge a knife or a sharpened piece of antler or bone into your back without a second thought. Never turn your back on them. A hobbit, all hobbits are evil to the core.
I'll be darned. Okay. Maybe
They're-
a few are nice. Maybe a few,
No, they all suck.
There goes your rose-colored glasses.
Nay, no, Hobbit is evil, is good. We have he admits that they've tried to sort of like train them not to be such jackasses, but he says they have much as we might try to help them embrace their natures, because we know that hobbits throughout Golarion are not of these ilk. Most hobbits are friends to elves and men, and we have seen, we have heard tales of many of them far to the north that actively ally themselves with elves and men and fight the forces of evil. And the ones on the ropes are just like, they do not. That's bullshit. We'll never believe that. All hobbits worship the demons of the fire. And they're just like, shut up. We're trying to tell these humans something. But he says we've tried to help them embrace their inner nature, but they are so thoroughly evil that we have failed in every turn.
And what do you do with them?
Well, we keep them. We are not murderers. We keep them. We keep them secure. We do not let them rejoin their comrades, and we hope that they may learn temperance and the way and may get over their violent tempers and realize that it is in their nature to be allies of elves and not enemies. That'll never happen. He kind of looks back and he goes, well, it has never happened yet, but many of our shamans and our priestesses hope that it may one day happen, that we may change the natures of these poor smitten devils.
Maybe they can help our friend rebuild his farm and tend to his cabbage.
Who hadn't? He's like, I wouldn't touch a hobbit with a 10-foot pole unless I was swinging it at him and it had an axe head on the end of it. Hobbits. The only good hobbit is a dead hobbit.
Well, can't you use your wink wink charm on them?
Did you just wink at me?
I did.
Just wink at me.
Well, cut it out. I owe you my life, but that doesn't mean you could just wink at me hither and yon.
I understand you have quite a bit of charm in convincing people to see things your way.
Yeah.
I would ask that you not presume to lower yourself to sort of speculation that your friend Torrent descends to.
I don't have.
You know nothing of me. I owe you a grant of thanks. No pressure luck.
Very well. They just look like they'd be really good at tending cabbage.
My cabbage tending days are over, thanks to the damnable scourge. The elf hears this and says, the elf commander hears this and says, well, someday, Haddin, perhaps we will be able to rebuild your farm when the current unpleasantness has subsided. But until then, we will remember you fondly, and the rest of you have safe passage across the plains. I do wish you well, and I do wish you luck. Beware of hobbits. They are allied with other creatures that may not even be as savory as themselves. And once you enter the fire forest, beware of everything. He'll say, look, follow the elf road about 12 miles. Once you get inside, you'll cross one of the main bridges. Once you get past that, there's another elven village there that's known to us. Tell them, that the commander guy, whose name I don't really have right now, will, that you're friends of ours. They will welcome you.
Very well, thank you.
About 12 miles down the elf road. Be careful though. There are many things that travel the elf road, and not all of them are good, and not all fae that live in the fire forest are beneficial as well. It can be a dangerous place.
So we're gonna get to Elf City and tell them Ty sent us.
I'll get you a name. Engoliad or something like that. Some elvish name.
All right, well, it's almost straight up 11.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. All right. So
Les, real quick.
Yeah.
I was noticing on my character sheet,
uh-huh.
I haven't had experience since February. Is that?
That is accurate. But
I
before
was
we
gonna ask that too.
game next time, I will send out experience points.
Woohoo!
What are you guys now? 3rd level?
Yep.
My expectation is that you will reach 4th.
I was
So if
sick.
you want to go ahead and prep, good to go.
Sweet.
Go ahead and do it, and then we'll get the email from Les. Sorry, guys, you guys
Didn't make it.
500 short.
Who can make use of the Wand of Hold Portal?
Of what?
Hold portal.
Hold
Is that-
portal?
Well,
Is that a divine or is that? I don't know if that's divine or arcane.
It's
I think it's-
arcane.
It's arcane.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's either Vondrum or Titus.
I
I mean,
can.
I could hold it. Titus could hold it.
Well, theoretically, well, I guess no, because it's different things. So it's weird that he was using it or was carrying it. He had other arcane spells on him as well. Maybe these Scourge guys are not quite what they seem.
Oh, that's he
Of course
had
they're
both.
not.
He had both divine and arcane stuff on him.
Yep.
As far as we're concerned, I've got a mage armor scroll, which at this point went to Vondi. Is that correct? Doesn't Vondi use mage armor pretty frequently?
I don't need big. Yeah, I've got mage armor. I don't need that.
Okay.
I'd
so-
like the hold portal. That's right up my alley. But if Titus has a need, I'm willing to share, of course.
So can
if you know what
Titus-
to do with it, if got great ideas for the hold portal, you go right ahead.
So can Titus use the mage armor?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that's going to you.
Cool. How many charges were on the hold portal? 8 or
6.
6.
So I've got money. The magic items are divvied out. The mundane items we'll have to deal with when we can find out what their value is.
There was
The
the platinum.
2020
When you talk about mundane, you're talking about the hand thing, the platinum chain, and the masterwork axe.
Well, the platinum chain is worth 151 gold, according to what you said.
Somewhere in there, between 100 and 140 is what your estimate was.
I'm sorry. So I'll put it at 140. The masterwork axe, the leather armor, the gauntlet claw weapon, and then whatever that venom stuff was. Those are the
Oh yeah,
things-
that little vial of venom.
yeah, those are the things we have in mundane at this point.
A vial of venom. Interesting.
And I figured that most of the non-magic stuff is going to depend on where we try to sell it. So, I mean, we can use the book value on leather armor, I suppose, and the book value on a great axe silver / masterwork. And I'll look that up later if that's all we got. But otherwise,
It's possible as you guys pass through some of the elvish villages that are on the elf road to the Lyceum that you might be able to trade with them. The commander will tell you that, they do trade. They don't, they're a little bit insular, but, tell them you know me. And they do trade for things out, that they don't make. So it could be that you might be able to get some stuff there.
right.
But probably the closest would be an actual marketplace is probably the Lyceum. You remember there's a town built up around it too. So
Yeah.
like imagine any sort of college town of any sort of, university town is going to have the village around it is going to, cater to the mages and stuff like that.
Right. So at this point, I have that stuff documented and saved, but with no value on it. So it's all good. We'll figure that out later. But for the things that we can actually use, those have been handed out at this point.
Okay.
It's likely that Vondra might know a guy at the Lyceum,
It's possible.
maybe in facility maintenance. Yeah. From his doings over at the not as superior school of magic.
Don't get me wrong. The Gate Pass School of Magic is at Cabal School, which it was called. Is not a bad school of magic. I mean, it's just the Lyceum is sort of like it's like Cabal School is sort of like BAC compared to SIUE, right? Is the Lyceum.
I'm getting it. I'm getting the picture.
Okay.
And we need SIUC. Go Salukis.
Go Salukis. I was briefly a Saluki myself.
The only reason I know about it is because I think that's a cool dog. But
I was briefly a Saluki.
I went to SI Navy, and
Oh, okay.
not quite the same education level there.
Different sort of education. I get it.
Different kinda. So
All right. Anything else before we break?
Thank you very much.
It was a great
Ah, my
first
pleasure.
few rounds. Thank you.
That was a battle royal, and I kept throwing stuff at you. You guys just kept throwing it back. So, but
yeah,
good
that's
fight.
That's because someone decided to go on a marathon.
It's true.
That didn't help.
Aaron,
My stamina is like massive right now.
gone
Yeah,
for a little
yeah.
jog.
Oh,
It's
you're
all-
pumped. You're
Hey,
pumped.
I can go all day long now.
He's all cardio. He's all about cardio.
Now that all the bad guys are dead, yeah, pump it up, man.
Don't skip leg day.
Yep.
Bye, Tom. Bye, Tom.
All right. Thanks, you guys. This was awesome.
Thanks, Tom.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I will see you next Sunday for 18. 18.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Excellent.
Back in the mine.
See you guys.
Night,
All right.
guys.
Good night, guys. Take care. Thanks.
See you,
Mike.
Eric. You bet.
This isn't a Christmas caboose.
Okay.